Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem. You just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes funk. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral.
Welcome in. What's up? It is Hump Day, one day before the NCAA tournament starts. Well, for Arkansas, it started last night. How about North Carolina?
It did start last night. They sent a message to everybody out there saying they don't belong.
I'm sure they all heard that over and over and over again. They came out like a possessed team. They were offended, ticked off at the world, and played well. R.J. Davis put on a show. 6 for 6 from the three-point line. Goodness gracious, looked like North Carolina should look.
They've been looking better as the end of the season came about.
Well, they looked probably their best last night. Now they'll take on Ole Miss. Is that right? Ole Miss is next for them?
Yes.
I think it's a good matchup for them. I think that's a shootout, high-scoring game, fun game. Maybe have to look at that over-under. How are y'all feeling about Arkansas? I've been listening and watching and reading about Kansas more and more over the last 24 hours, and I got to say, I'm feeling more optimistic. Normally, as we get a little closer, I learn about the other team a little bit better, and I start feeling worse. I think this is a good matchup for Arkansas. We're going to talk about Kansas with Matthew Postins. He covers the Kansas Jayhawks in Big 12 basketball. He joins us at the bottom of this hour here in about 20 minutes. Also, let me just run down the lineup real quick. Bones Bagante from Hot Springs Wise Guys. He's a coach for them, and he's going to join us, tell us all about their tryouts right around the corner. And Harrison Pickett won a state championship with the Benton Panthers last Friday. It was a fantastic game. Came down to the wire. Benton scored 6 points in like 14 seconds to come from behind to beat Maumelle. One of those finishes I'll never forget for the rest of my life. And it is a very valuable lesson for anyone doing play-by-play color. The game's never over until those final seconds because it didn't look good. I mean, honestly, Maumelle makes a couple of free throws, makes it a 6-point game. Joe, I think there were 17 seconds left.
They were up by 6 with 17 seconds?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think it's Harrison. Harrison got the ball on the made free throw and just rushed down the court, made a layup. And they didn't want to foul him. That was a smart thing, but it probably took him like 4 seconds to get down the court and make that layup. On the inbounds play, Benton stole the pass and was fouled immediately. Guy for Benton goes to the free throw line, makes both free throws. So now it's a 2-point game. I think there was 4 seconds left.
4 seconds.
And Maumelle couldn't get the ball in bounce, and so they called timeout. They come out of the timeout. The official on the baseline looked at the young man throwing the ball in and told him, you can't move. You got to stay there. I saw it with my own eyes. So many other people saw it. And he panicked. You know, he couldn't get it in for like 2 seconds, and he just took off running. That's a violation. Ball goes to Benton. Benton gets the ball after a timeout, set up a play, throw it into their big man, Terrion Burgess, right underneath the basket, takes it up strong, makes it. Game. It was a 5-point game. I'm sorry. It was a 5-point game.
I was about to say, wait, hold on. That sounds like a tie going to OT.
No, it was a 5-point lead.
Okay.
It was a 5-point lead. Because when he made the free throws, it made it a 2-possession game.
You know where I thought you were going with that? I thought you were going to say he took it up, got hit, and
fouled,
and
made the free throw.
Yeah,
no.
Ended the game there.
No. It was still incredible to make 6 points in less than 17 seconds in a state championship game.
Without threes.
Without threes. 2 layups and 2 free throws. It was pretty cool. But anyway, Harrison Pickett joins us at 2:30 today. That'll be a lot of fun. All right, back to Arkansas. So I was listening to a podcast today, and it was with Matt Jones, who was with us yesterday. He had on the voice or the color commentator for the Kansas Jayhawks. He was talking about Kansas and what Kansas has struggled, part of their struggles this year, and teams that they struggle with. And the number one thing with Kansas, and it's what you would expect, with Hunter Dickinson, that's their guy. They're going to feed him in the paint. That's the goal, get paint touches. And he's either going to go to work one-on-one against you, or if you double team him, he's a good enough passer that he gets us to his teammates. And that creates an advantage for Kansas. But
he also plays like the typical big man in today's game. He can step outside and shoot.
He can shoot the ball outside also. Their biggest issue is making shots, that their guard play hasn't been consistent enough. Their other wings are nice players, good players, but they're not your typical scorers that they can rely on to score a bunch of points. And their guards haven't been scoring either. And so it's been almost a one-man show for them. When they're clicking, he said they're making those outside shots and the other guys are scoring. But the problem is their guards, they haven't gotten enough guard play, good guard play, to be consistent game in and game out. And he said another one of their problems is they can't stop the dribble, that they allow teams to get to the paint and get easy baskets. And, alarms are going off in my head. I'm like, that's what Arkansas wants to do. That's who Arkansas is at their best when they're driving to the basket and getting layups or getting some kickouts to wide open guys on the three-point line. And if Kansas can't defend Arkansas's guards, and if Kansas guards have been the issue for this team when they've been struggling, I look for Arkansas to exploit that because I like Arkansas's guard play. I think DJ Wagner's done a very good job since taking over as the point guard. I think with Nellie Davis, Carter Knox, throw in Billy Wagner, now throw in Boogie Fland, I think Arkansas is going to have the advantage with the guard situation. And if Kansas can't stop the penetration, they're in trouble.
It also sounds like bigs. They could have a good game where the guards penetrate. It opens up the bigs. Now, Z will be – it'll be interesting to see with him. He's been dealing with injuries and not playing as much, but it sounds like a game that he would thrive in also.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the Matt Jones's guest pointed out he didn't know Brazil's name offhand, but he said, "Man, your big guy that's been shooting from outside, shooting those threes, he could have a big game because of that dribble penetration. They kick it out. Their other Kansas players are trying to stop the penetration, going to block shots. Just kick it out to him. He's wide open.
Got to make shots.
Got to make those shots.
That's what it comes down
and
to.
that's basically
always every game.
He said another one of their issues has been rebounding, that they haven't been a good rebounding team. And I would say for the last 2-3 weeks of the schedule, Arkansas has been doing a very good job, a much better job of attacking the offensive glass and rebounding. And part of that's Jonas Adu and the return of him, and Trevin Brazil, the return of Trevin. Those guys have been getting double-digit rebounds.
Yeah, Trevin, his athleticism and the way he's able to jump for those rebounds, that's what's made a difference here lately, and he's given a lot more effort. But that comes with playing more also. So he's on the floor playing more, giving the effort, and that's something that he always has had. It was just about making the most of it when he's on the floor.
And he gets that chance. And this time he's taken those minutes, and he's parlayed it into success and gotten more minutes. And, I mean, you look up, he's playing upper 20, lower 30 minutes a game, and he's been producing double-doubles for Arkansas. So I just put all that together, and I feel good about it. And so then today I go on to my Bet Saracen app just a few minutes ago to check out the line. And, Joe, the line has moved in favor of Kansas. The money has been coming in on Kansas here recently, and it's up to +5. Yesterday it was at 4.5. Now, I think originally it may have come out at 5. I was reading a story, and it was from one of the Las Vegas casinos and their perspective on this game. They had a lot of money come in originally on Arkansas, and that's what pushed that line down to 4.5. So now it's kind of even back out, and more money's coming in on Kansas to get it back up to 5. But he said that they probably need Kansas to win this game because they have so much money line bets on Arkansas. Right now, Arkansas on the money line is +185. So you're getting close to doubling your money if Arkansas wins outright.
It would be a benefit for casinos if Kansas won, but we know that these games are close when you get into tournament play and anything goes. We see upsets happen all the time. It would be considered an upset because Arkansas is an underdog, but in the big picture, how big of an upset would it really be? It wouldn't be that big of an upset.
Yeah, I don't see it as an upset. Yes, technically, look at the line, it would be an upset, but in my mind, this is a toss-up game. This is a 50-50 game.
That's what you get from a 10-7 matchup.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably, because we're leaving, flying out Friday night. Oh, wait, the game's Thursday. So, yeah, I'll you know what? I'm going to probably put a nice size wager on Arkansas on the points and then a smaller wager on Arkansas on the money line. I feel good about Arkansas covering. They've been a good cover team the last 12 games now, so I'm not going to change that up. They've made me a lot of money over the last 6 weeks? Yeah, 12 games. So I'll stick with that, Arkansas on the money line, and on the getting the 4-5 points, and I'll put a little bit on the money line too and just kind of double up on Arkansas. Looking at the over-under, I think the over-under's probably about right. It's at 145.5 right now. By the way, Arkansas State last night, kudos to you, first of all. Second of all, that over hit easily. Arkansas State scored over 100 points last night. I saw one of the guys for A-State that covers them said that it was the second most attended game in the NIT.
Nice.
So, yes, kudos to all the A-State fans that got up there and went to Jonesboro last night, and it was the second largest margin of victory of all the games so far in the NIT. Now they wait. North Texas and Furman play tonight, and Arkansas State will play the winner of that game. North Texas is like a 2 or a 3 seed in the NIT, so I think Arkansas State would have to go to North Texas if North Texas wins, but maybe Furman pulls off the upset, and they would have the opportunity to host another game. But, man, that was a great crowd.
I guess they would have to be a 2 seed because Arkansas State is the 1. I mean, the 3.
The 3? Okay.
3.
Yeah, that sounds right. I was reading it in their press release this morning.
So that was a 3-6 matchup last night.
And so that's a 2-7. Is that what that is? It would be 2-7 for Furman and North Texas?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. 32 team field.
NIT's a little different bracket, being the 32 team field. But no, I just want to give a shout out to Arkansas State, and yeah, that was an easy cover last night. I was laughing. Remember the guy who wrote in said he took the over on Little Rock baseball and UCA baseball, and it almost hit in the first inning?
Oh, yes.
Did you see the final?
No, I think last it was like 23 to 8.
Yeah.
That I saw.
That was an easy cover for him. I got a chuckle when I saw one of those updates. Trojans hit a grand slam at one point yesterday, but yeah, scored over 20 runs in their victory.
What was the final?
I don't know. It was one of those. It was,
but amazing for Little Rock. They were down 6-0, and then
in the first inning,
and they turned it around like that.
Nice little comeback. Never panicked. Come to the dugout, you're already down 6-0, but you got 9 at bats to go, 9 innings to go. You got chances, and they did. They came through yesterday. Arkansas State women, by the way, still that line hasn't moved at all against UConn. 44.5-point underdog to them.
No, it's not going to move.
I thought
it'll be right there.
I didn't know if it would go up more, Joe. I mean, 44.5, 45 was. If you're going to take UConn, you're thinking they're going to win by 50. Oh, I'm looking. I want to see this Ole Miss line. I don't see it out yet. I would think North Carolina Ole Miss. Where is it? I don't have it. I'll keep looking. All right. That's what we got lined up today. It's going to be a busy show. We'll take your phone call, 661-1037, 661-1037. Of course, you can always just hit us up on the D3 Auto Sales text line. TP and Little Rock's already written in. Just make sure to fill out 2 brackets because you never know what team will show up. Pick Kansas in one and Arkansas in the other. Arkansas's, I mean, you look at it, they could be a bracket buster for a lot of people, because they're very capable of beating Kansas and knocking off St. John's. They are capable of making a run. It wouldn't shock me. I would not be shocked if they're playing Florida. Seriously, I said this to somebody yesterday. I would not be shocked if Arkansas was playing Florida in the regional final. Make it to the Elite Eight.
It'd be a bit surprising, though. It'd be a little surprising, but I mean the way that they ended the season compared to what it was at the beginning of conference play, then you can definitely see that this team has played a lot better, and it's all based on matchups. So the right matchups fall into place. They can make a run.
Yeah, the St. John's matchup does scare me a lot more. St. John's is a good defensive team, and we've seen it throughout the year. Teams that play defense and they're physical, when they get after Arkansas, Arkansas has a problem scoring. And that could be the case against St. John's. Look, have they played anyone as athletic as Arkansas? Are they seeing that night in and night out in the Big East? I don't think so. The Big East is down this year. Look, this is the same St. John's team that went to Georgia and lost to Georgia. Okay, that's one of their few losses this year. If they played in the SEC, they wouldn't have that same record. I don't know how good St. John's is good. Don't get me wrong. They're deserving of where they are. But I don't know that they've seen a team that is as athletic as Arkansas and have the skill players at Arkansas. So it would not surprise me. We'll see how good their defense is against Arkansas, and they may live up to it, and they shut Arkansas down, hold them in the 60s. Very possible. But my point is, I wouldn't be surprised because once you get by St. John's, who knows who you could be playing in the following round in the Sweet 16. But my point is that I wouldn't be shocked if they make it to the Elite Eight. I won't be shocked if they lose to Kansas. That's the way this Arkansas team is. They're capable on a given night of playing with the best teams in the country, and they've shown that, going to Auburn and playing with number 1 ranked Auburn on the road. But they've also gone on the road and got blown out by South Carolina, who didn't even make the tournament. So this is a team that on a given night can look really good, and on the very next night can look very bad.
South Carolina game, it was about still making those adjustments, playing with 7 players, and now they've done that for a stretch. They're more used to playing that way, and the guys getting their rest in and getting used to the rotations the way they are, but that was early in playing the 7-man rotation.
530 says, welcome to my world out of bounds. Go Hogs. Hogs will win. All right, glad you are very excited. Josh said this morning, just because North Carolina won their first game does not mean they belong in the tournament. No, it doesn't change their resume at all. The resume still speaks for itself. You compare resumes, and we talked about it all day yesterday. West Virginia has a better resume. West Virginia, looking at the resumes, was more deserving of North Carolina. Nothing that happened last night changes anything, except for the fact is they got in and made the most out of their opportunity and looked dang good doing it.
Any team that wins one game, there'll be some skepticism as to if they should have been in the tournament or maybe they were overseeded, overranked. It happens every year when you see a team get in, they win one game, and then they lose the next game. And it could be from these higher seeds. They win that initial game that they should win, they lose the next game, and now everybody starts talking about they were overseeded.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the tournament is what it is as far as the matchups and what can happen there. Anything can happen. Now we expect the better teams to rise when it comes to the end, but early in the tournament, you see upsets happen all the time.
Well, we knew North Carolina's very talented. They're a very talented team, but for one reason or another, they just haven't been able to put it all together for a consistent basis during the regular season. Last night, that talent was oozing on the screen. You could see how good those individual players are for North Carolina. But last night, they played as a team better than they've played in a while. And it was on the national scene. I got to think, hearing for 3-4 days they're not deserving, they came out with the chip on their shoulder and played with a chip on their shoulder. I'd be interested. I never heard any post-game sound from last night from North Carolina.
They said they heard it.
They admitted they heard it?
Yeah, they said they heard it. But motivation is one thing, but motivation only takes you so far. You get on the court, you get on the field. It's about what happens then. They knew what they were capable of, and they played up to that potential.
Seth in Searcy says Kansas, like North Carolina, benefited from their name getting into the tournament. I say this, not being an Arkansas fan. Well, Kansas was going to get in, and honestly, after a season of struggles for Kansas, 7 seed's about right for them. I don't think they were given any favors. In fact, if anything, they'd probably say, couldn't you have given us a better 10 seed than Arkansas? 940 says the guy who – what, so you have better odds at Oakland-based – says the guy you bet on Arkansas to win the SEC. Yeah, I did. Those were great odds. It was worth taking a chance. It was 50,000 to 1, wasn't that right? Put 10 to win 500. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But no, didn't win, but can't turn down those odds. It was a long shot for a reason. I'm calling it now, says 501. Hogs beat Kansas and beat St. John behind Boogie scoring 20-plus with the rest of the team struggling to score. It's a lot to ask out of Boogie. Let's don't put too much on his plate. That would be one game under his belt after missing 15 games. It's a long time to sit out.
We've seen him that he's capable of scoring like that, but to be able to score like that, you have to play a lot, and we don't know how much he's actually going to play.
Mm-hmm. No, we don't. Look, if he comes in and it's not helping, he'll play 4 or 5 minutes at a spurt. And be there just to give guys a rest. And look, if he stinks it up, they'll just go back and put Billy Richmond in as the backup point guard. I don't expect him to stink it up. He's too good of a player, but I'm not expecting him to go in and score 20-plus. Certainly not in this first game. But could he go and catch fire, get hot, go on a little bit of a heater, and score you 8, 9, 10 points? Yeah, he could do that. And let's think back, too. Boogie was a high assist guy when he was playing, and he took care of the basketball. He had a very good assist-to-turnover ratio. And so, if anything, if you could just get Boogie to create some shots for others, because you remember when he started struggling in SEC play, and Boogie did. I mean, he had a very good non-conference, some stats in the non-conference, but it was once he got in the SEC those first couple of games, his shooting percentage went way down. Boogie was struggling to finish at the rim. I mean, he was missing layups. Not just his three-point percentage going down, but it was just a struggle to finish. I always thought it was that the size in the SEC, the athleticism in the SEC, guys can jump a little higher. All of a sudden the competition got harder. It was tougher for him to finish at the rim. It's going to be the same thing when he's playing Kansas and St. John's. But what Boogie was doing well, even during the SEC, was creating for others. That's what I'd like for him to see. Just dribble in, drive, penetrate, get the defense suck into you, and find a teammate and get them an easy look.
That's playing as a true point guard there.
Yes.
And then get yours when you can. Get to the rim and get the easy baskets when you can. If you have some open shots, take those also.
870 says if Boogie is hot, he will play 30-plus minutes. I don't even see a scenario of Boogie being hot playing 30 minutes. That's another thing. I mean, the guy hadn't played in 6 weeks. Could he play 30 minutes in a game realistically? Could he play 20? Yes, he could play 20. You may be exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, Boogie got hot. They're going to ride the hot hand. Calipari's not an idiot. I mean, if Boogie goes in, all of a sudden, we saw that Michigan game. There were a couple games where Boogie just started feeling it, and he was their offense. If there's a point where Boogie's got the hot hand, he's not going to take him out.
It depends on what he's been doing since injury, because it's a thumb injury, so that didn't prevent him from running
yeah.
and putting in time there and building up that endurance and keeping that endurance at a certain level.
One more from the 870. How many points did Boogie score in the exhibition game, the first game against Kansas? That was 22, I want to say. It was 20-something. I think it was 22, and DJ Wagner actually led them in scoring with 24 points in that game. So I think DJ had 24 and Boogie had 22. Exhibition game, no Hunter Dickinson, but he had a good game. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about the Kansas Jayhawks. Matthew Postins will join us. We are just getting started. It's going to be a fun day. That was a good first segment. Glad you guys are chiming in on the D3 Auto Sales text line. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Floyd's Seafood, Kill Avenue in Sherwood is your homesick Cajun headquarters. King cakes are in, live crawfish too. Place your orders by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd'sMeatandSeafood.com.
This is SportsCenter.
The NCAA tournament kicked off last night with the first four in Dayton, and the first game didn't disappoint as Alabama State's Amar Knox had a dramatic game-winning layup.
Seconds left, and here we go. This is where dreams are made. Ball for it all. Simpson, home run play, the deflection. Oh! Layup! 0.7 seconds left.
That put the Hornets in front of the Red Flash 70-68, which would stand. Alabama State now moves on to face Auburn in the round of 64. In the second game, North Carolina, who was much maligned for being in the tournament at all, dominated San Diego State, beating them 95-68 in a game that was never particularly close. North Carolina will face Ole Miss in the round of 64. And tonight, two more games will finish out the first four in Dayton. Mount St. Mary's will take on American at 5:40, and Xavier will face Texas following that game at 8:10. Both games can be seen on True TV. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Roger, did you know that Oaklawn Sports is the mobile app that lets you bet anywhere in Arkansas?
Anywhere, so I can bet the over when I'm in Dover.
Indeed you can.
I can take the underdog in Dogtown.
Absolutely.
You're telling me I can bet on the pigskin in Piggott?
Yep.
Hoops in Humnoke, baseball in Bauxite, long shots in Lavaca?
All of the above.
Anywhere, huh?
Anywhere.
Nice.
Easy to use and even easier to fund. Bet with confidence. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show. Brought to you by Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters for over 30 years. Call 501-568-0040 today or click online at arkansastruck.com.
At Gwatney Chevrolet, we believe everyone deserves an affordable ride. That's why we're rolling out the Affordable Car Act of 2025. Get a Chevy Trax for just $299 a month or a Trailblazer for only $359 a month. We have a few 2024 models left with huge discounts. Tahoes and Suburbans up to $10,000 off. Silverados up to $17,500 off. Plus pre-owned vehicles at or below sales tax credit rates. Visit us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville or shop at GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Rainy days are great, unless your gutters can't keep up. Don't let clogged, leaky, or missing gutters cause damage to your home. Talk to the folks at Whit Davis Lumber Plus. Not only do they sell gutters, they install them as well. Seamless, custom-fit gutters that are built to last and keep the water where it belongs, away from your home. Call Whit Davis today for a free estimate and let the Plus be the service you can count on.
If there's anything green in your yard right now, it's probably a weed, and you need to do something about it. Weed control and fertilization service from Sanders Ground Essentials is easier and less expensive than doing nothing or trying to do it yourself. I did that one time and almost killed my yard. Sanders Ground Essentials saves you time and money and makes your yard the envy of the neighborhood. Don't wait. Do it now. Call Sanders Ground Essentials and get started with Sanders Ground Essentials Weed Control Program. Servicing all of Central Arkansas, including Benton and Bryant, on the web at sandersground.com. Let's get growing.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Wes Moore. He's Joe Franklin. Glad you're with us. Let's talk about the Kansas Jayhawks. Matthew Postins joins us. He writes for Heartland College Sports, covers the Big 12. An old friend of the show. What's up, Matthew? How are you?
Hey, I'm good, guys. How are you doing?
Man, it's fantastic. Ready for the tournament to get started. And love the first-round matchup between Arkansas and Kansas. Two great coaches. Should be a ton of fun.
Yeah, absolutely should be. I remember when that came up in the bracket initially, I was like, wow, okay, Self versus Calipari, and then you see Patino's waiting for whoever wins that game in the second round. I'm like, well, it's like the NCAA said, how many Hall of Fame coaches can we put in the same pod? Apparently, the number's 3.
We saw these two teams match up. It was an exhibition game. Anything you can take from that and how this Kansas team has looked different throughout the season?
I don't know that you can take anything from an exhibition game just because coaches are usually running so many different guys through that type of a game. But I'm not even sure that guys like Hunter Dickinson and Zeke Mayo played that much in that game. I want to say Kansas had a couple of guys.
Yeah, Hunter did not play at all.
Yeah, they wanted to keep some guys out of that game, I think, just to rest them up. But as Kansas has gone through this season, I think the word that Hunter Dickinson used at the Big 12 tournament last year was volatile, and he was describing his team when he said that. And I would use the word inconsistent. This is a team that in non-conference looked great, looked very much like a number one team, and then once they got into Big 12 play, they just could not string anything consistently together. Hunter Dickinson has had a great season statistically, but there have been nights where even a good night from him hasn't had much of an impact. Same with Zeke Mayo. He's had a great season statistically, but the pieces that they put together for this team, whether they're the holdover guys or all the different NIL/recruit guys they brought in, we use that amorphous word, chemistry. The chemistry just hasn't quite been there for this team. Some of the guys that they were really counting on to be third and fourth scoring options just haven't been there. So Kansas has really kind of reached the point where they're relying on big games from Hunter Dickinson and Zeke Mayo to get them to the next game. And if they don't get much from anybody else, it's a 50-50 proposition as to whether they win the game or not.
What gives Kansas the most problems?
It's usually what gives them the most problems are teams that can spread them out defensively. I mean, they're actually a pretty good defensive team, metrically speaking. And there have been times this season, especially early in conference play, where they were really, at times playing an elite level defense. But what really gives them trouble offensively now is if you spread the floor on them, and even taking the 5 out of the paint and maybe moving him, out into a junction area or even to the top of the key, and Hunter will go with him because Hunter's a good mobile defender. Mm-hmm. You can run a lot of 5-out action against them and really give them some trouble on the defensive end. When you're playing defense against their offense, the thing that's interesting is I don't see a lot of teams really doubling Hunter that much anymore. Usually when you got a 7-2 guy on the floor, you're really working to double him, put the ball in the hands of other guys, and this is where the lack of progress of players like A.J. Storr and Ryland Griffin really come into play. They have not been the third or fourth options that Kansas was hoping for coming into the season. So they can't play as much inside out as they usually do. In other words, run the ball into Dickinson, let him be a passer, let him find the right guy, because really the only two guys that are really consistently hitting outside shots are Zeke Mayo and DeJuan Harris Jr. And Harris is a great player, but he's not the best outside shooter. So their options are kind of limited. So because of that, you don't have to really, you pay attention to Hunter Dickinson, but you don't double team him as much because they're kind of in a situation where even if Hunter scores 20, 25 points, they still may not win the game.
This team, when have you seen this team in games look their best and look their worst? Obviously, early in the season, you have wins against UNC, Michigan State, Duke. So those are some that stand out. So what are you seeing from this team when they've looked their best, looked their worst?
Yeah, when they're at their best, think about the UCF game they played in the Big 12 tournament in the second round. They got 17 points out of A.J. Storr. That was a big deal. That was a season high for him, and those are the kinds of games that they've been hoping to get from him all year. And what that really allowed Kansas to do offensively was it really allowed them to create mismatches defensively. Make UCF pay attention to other players. It freed up Mayo a little bit later in the game to make some plays for them. When they're at their best, they've got 3 or 4 scoring options that are giving other teams fits defensively, and you really can't pay too much attention to any one guy. Where they get into trouble is when it's just Dickinson and it's just Mayo, and they're getting a little bit from KJ Adams and they're getting a little bit from DeJuan Harris, but those two guys really can't create their own shot the way that Hunter and the way that Zeke can. So the more guys that are firing well offensively, that's when they're at their best. Early in the season when they beat those teams, they had 3 or 4 guys that were in double figures, that were playing good basketball, that were being consistent, and that consistent scoring from those 3rd and 4th guys in the team has really kind of gone away as they've gotten into conference play. And it's hard to explain why. Sometimes it's the defense that they're playing against that night. Sometimes it's just, the good old-fashioned inconsistency of a shooter shoots well one night and doesn't shoot well the next night. But when they're at the best, they've got 4 guys that are firing efficiently, and they force teams to make decisions defensively they don't necessarily want to make.
We're talking with Matthew Postins. He covers Kansas Jayhawks for Heartland College Sports. Matthew, we've seen Arkansas struggle at times against physical teams. Is Kansas a physical team?
I would say they are, especially Hunter inside. I mean, he's probably one of the most physical players in the conference. I think if you asked anybody outside of Kansas, they'd tell you he fouls every play. I don't know that he fouls every play, but he's certainly one of the most physical players in the conference. KJ Adams is a very physical forward who can come out and guard players out on the perimeter. He's very good at that. DeJuan Harris is a very physical point guard. He handles physicality well. He dishes it out on the defensive end. They've got some good physical players in their starting lineup. They're not as physical off the bench as their starting lineup is, although Flory Badunga, one of their top prospects, is starting to get some real playing time here the past few weeks, and he's given them a nice physical presence for the short amount of time that he's on the floor. So, they can definitely, if they can get Arkansas into a Big 12 type of game, i.e. very physical, loose whistle, that kind of game, yeah, they could give Arkansas a lot of trouble.
How much do they rely on Hunter Dickinson to step out and shoot threes? Because we know he's capable of that.
He's capable of it, but I think he's been judicious in how he used it this year. Last year, I felt like he shot that shot a little bit too much. And, when you're thinking ahead to the NBA, and I don't know if Dickinson's going to get drafted. I'm assuming he will get drafted. You draft a 7-2 guy if he's in the draft. But, NBA scouts and teams, they want you to be able to hit that shot fairly consistently. I felt like last year he became a little bit too reliant upon it. I think this year he's done a better job of being judicious when he shoots it, and looking for opportunities to get the ball in the hands of other players that can shoot that shot more consistently. I think in part because they've got better three-point shooters this year. Zeke Mayo is a much better three-point shooter than anything they had last year. Harris is shooting that shot a little bit better. When Storr and or Griffin are playing well, they can hit the three. So part of it is he's got more options around him to pass to, so he doesn't have to feel like he has to pull up and take that shot maybe 3 or 4 times a game. Now he's doing it more judiciously, and I think because of that, he's shooting a better percentage than he has in the past couple of seasons.
Does Kansas like to run? If Arkansas wants to go up tempo, will they run?
Yeah, they'll run with you. They like tempo. Bill has always been a big believer in tempo. Now they'll find ways to modulate it, especially on the offensive end. If they feel like that they need to slow it down a little bit for a couple of possessions, they'll do that. They're not going to force the issue defensively in terms of tempo. In other words, Bill Self's not going to put his team into a full court press and try to pressure you to bring the ball up faster or try to speed you up unless he absolutely has to do that. If they're going to try and influence the game with tempo, it's going to be more about their offensive tempo than them trying to influence something you're doing with their defense.
Is Kansas a good rebounding team?
Between Dickinson and Adams, they're very good rebounders. Adams is one of those guys who does a really good job of avoiding blockouts, slipping into creases and kind of getting into the paint and grabbing offensive rebounds. Dickinson is, basically a 10, 11 rebound guy a night. When he's really humming, he's doing well on the offensive glass as well. Harris is a good perimeter rebounder in that he will sometimes crash the paint from the perimeter and grab a rebound, but usually he's the guy going back on defense in case the ball doesn't go in the net. So, they're a good rebounding team in the sense that Dickinson and Adams are two very good rebounders. But, outside of that, they're not going to have a guy that really, that really wows you from a rebounding standpoint. If those two guys are rebounding well as a whole, they should be moving well offensively and defensively. But I wouldn't say as a team they're a good rebounding team, but they have two of the better rebounders in the Big 12.
Matthew, thank you. We appreciate your time.
You bet. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Matthew Poston's joining us, Heartland College Sports. Follow him on Twitter, Poston's Postcards. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Hot Springs Wise Guys. One of their coaches will join us to tell us about tryouts right around the corner. Stick around. We're just getting started. This is Out of Bounds.
This is Pat Bradley for Wood Grill Buffet. Wood Grill has the state's largest and freshest buffet with 190 items, including 30 meat items, food bar, salad bar, and dessert bar. Wood Grill is open Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner. They have 2 large private dining rooms, and Wood Grill also does catering. Wood Grill Buffet can drop off any order with staff service for 25 to 1,000 people. Wood Grill is at exit 118 in Benton, 1916 Congo Road, or call 501-778-9656. Check them out.
March Mania is in full swing at Gwatney Buick GMC, and their biggest sale of the year is in a full court press. 2024 GMC Canyons discounted $5,000 off MSRP. 2025 Sierra 3/4 ton diesel Denali with $8,000 off MSRP. Call 501-945-4444. Power forward with Buick. 2025 Enclave or 2024 Envision with $5,000 discounted off MSRP. Score even bigger on 2025 Encore with an unheard of $6,000 off MSRP. New Hummers at 0%. The competition's crying foul because Gwatney Buick GMC will not be beat during March Mania. 501-945-4444. Gwatney Buick GMC. 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC. We are professional grade. Some vehicles require qualifying trade-in. All offers with approved credit. Stock numbers 30810, 30614, 30318, 30605, 30465.
It's Justin Acree. If you're dealing with back or neck pain, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health is here to help. Whether it's neurosurgery, orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, or pain management, their experts have you covered with the latest technology and minimally invasive techniques. They're focused on reducing your pain, improving mobility, and getting you back to doing what you love. Call 501-686-TOSH to set up an appointment today. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins.
Join the millions of people who are celebrating going hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you just step into and they're on.
It's crazy how something as simple as a pair of shoes have made my life better.
After trying Skechers Slip-ins, I want all my shoes to have this technology.
See what everybody can't stop talking about. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Serious injuries happen every day. If it happens to you, don't wait. Dial 8. Dial 8 for Rainwater, Holton, Sexton. 888-8888. Anywhere in the state, dial 8. We've got you covered, Arkansas. Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Shelter agent Steve Ferguson in Little Rock, Todd Session in Morrilton, or Kyle Stone in Pine Bluff.
Join the Zone today at Walk-Ons in West Little Rock for a little March Madness. See every game and check out Walk-On's new menu. It's the perfect place to come cheer on your favorite team. The Zone at Walk-Ons in West Little Rock on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Back at it, Westmore, Joe Franklin. Thank you for joining us. Hot Springs Wise Guys. Getting ready to play some arena football. Coach Bones Bagante joins us now. What's up, Coach? How are you?
What's going on, baby? How you guys doing today?
Well, we're doing good.
Doing great.
You got a team yet?
What'd you say?
Do you have a team yet?
Of course.
How many players you
One
got?
of the best teams. What'd you say?
How many players you got?
Enough to win.
There you go.
So tell us about these tryouts, when it happens, and what all goes into trying out for Hot Springs Wise Guys.
Okay, so tryouts start at 10 o'clock with registration opening at 9. There's going to be a $50 tryout fee. All right. And with the tryouts, we're just looking for guys who maybe fell under the radar. You know, local talent is always the best talent. They get the crowds out. They're familiar with the area, you know, and we're just looking for the diamonds in the rough when we go to these tryouts.
Is there anything, a position of need, something specific that you really would like to find?
I'll say a jack of all trades, honestly. We're pretty shored up at majority of the positions, but I mean, you can't pass up good talent. So I just want to find somebody extremely talented, and we'll make them fit.
Arena football is based on speed. You get up and down the field, so sure that you'll be looking for some speed also in these tryouts.
Yeah, of course, speed, strength, just the guy that you look at and you're just like, he's not supposed to be here. Like, what's his story?
What would they do during the tryout? What kind of drills?
I mean, basic combine drills. You know, we could do the 40, some cone work. You know, some position-specific drills and backpedaling for DBs, route running for receivers, footwork for quarterbacks, a little swings here and there, and some cone work for the running backs. And the D linemen will get after it a little bit with the bag, as well as the O linemen with their quick sets and their long sets and stuff like that.
The roster you filled in so far, where do you have players from? You have them from all over the country?
Yeah, man, we got players from everywhere, man. I don't know if you looked up us on the Instagram page, but we put a few out, not too many, but we put a few out. We got Katie Cannon. He's from Baylor, a standout at Baylor. He also played in the USFL. We also have Victor Dean, receiver, played at Fresno State. You know, we have Lou Dorsey, receiver, played at Illinois. So we got a lot of guys from all over the place looking to find that good combination so we can bring a championship back home. We also have Deshaun Richards, who's a standout running back as well.
When do y'all get started?
Well, we get started May 31st will be the first game versus the Eau Claire Axemen, and we'll be playing at the Ozark Arena, the arena. And that game will be at 8:05 p.m.
We were just down there for the weekend for the high school basketball state championships, and man, when you get a crowd, that's what I was about to say. When you get a crowd in there like 3,000 people, and it holds a lot more, but that place just gets loud. I mean, with the music going and just something about the way the sound echoes in there. Now we had the 5A game on Friday night that there was like 5,000, more than 5,000 people in there. It was loud. It was really loud. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere for arena football.
Yeah, man. If we can pack it out like we should, man, I think it'll be fun. You know, you get some people in there, you get some of that liquid courage going, and the atmosphere is going to take care of itself.
Coach, what's your background in arena football?
In arena football, I've been playing since, I'll say 2013, and I retired in 2020 with my last season being with the Fan Control Football League. And I played in IFL, AFL, I mean, all of the top leagues that are out there with arena. I've played receiver, I played defensive back, and as well I had to play quarterback in a couple of games as well. So I have a vast knowledge of the overall all-around game, as well as I picked up some business acumen along the way as well.
And that's why you're looking for that jack-of-all-trades guy, because that was you.
Spot on, man.
Where did the nickname Bones come from?
Well, the nickname Bones came from my uncle. My Uncle Vic used to call me Bone. What up, Bone? Hey, Bones, you look at this. Hey, Bones, that. And then I went to high school, and my high school coach brings me in, and he's like, I love your film, but you're nothing but stick and bones. We're going to call you Bones.
Yeah.
You know, so I just took it and ran with it, you know, and eventually it became a real thing. And 2017, official name change happened.
Bagante. Tell us about that name.
Bagante. Bones Bagante. Well, you know, looking up some of the history of my family and stuff like that and where we come from and where I'm trying to go with my lineage and building the family crest, it's a reflection of that, you know, just the overall nomad type of thing, freedom of everything, you know, just building your own path and staying on your own path and just having a great moral compass is what that means.
Give us the info on tryouts once again coming up this weekend.
Yeah, tryouts. Once again, man, we will start at 10, but registration opens at 9 a.m. So be there. $50 tryout fee. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I'm hoping to get as many people as I can. Even if you don't have everything you think you need, just show up. You know, you never know who you're going to meet there. You never know what's going to transpire. But just come. You know, we got an extremely bunch of talented coaches out there that's going to help from the high schools and colleges in the area. So it's going to be a great day, great event. We're going to get some great talent out there. And hopefully we get the opportunity to sign a couple guys as well.
Where is it?
It's going to be at, I believe it's at the Ozark Arena.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. But let me pull it up here. So I have it here. I don't want to miss.
Is it Lakeside High School? Is that where it's going to be?
Yeah, there you go.
$50 tryouts, 10 to 2.
Don't worry. Got it taken care of. Lakeside, 9 a.m. Coach, thank you. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Talk to you soon. Bones Bagante joining us on Out of Bounds. We got to take a break. Got the Razor Hog update brought to you by Bradford Marine and ATV. Stick around. Hour number 2's next.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spray. Or stop by 65th and University.
Walk-On athletes put everything they've got into the game. Walk-On Sports Bistro puts everything they've got into bringing you game day with a taste of Louisiana. Catch all the March Madness games on over 60 big screen TVs. Dig into their mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp. Plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. It's all made from scratch with ingredients you can't help but crave. Now open in Wooded Rock, 16103 Chenal Parkway. Visit walkons.com. Walk-On Sports Bistro, they live for this.
Catch the buzz on all of our social media platforms presented by Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. They specialize in custom in-ground pools. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
Our guys aren't so bad, right?
This is taking unsportsmanlike conduct to a whole new level.
Well, maybe not. 103.7 The Buzz. KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
The Arkansas legislative session continues, and the Vulnerable Youth Protection Act was heard in committee Tuesday. If passed, people who knowingly contribute to the social transitioning of a child could face civil lawsuits. Debate centered around the bill's definition of social transitioning. It defines it as a means in which a minor adopts a gender identity differing from their biological sex, including but not limited to changes in clothing, pronouns, hairstyle, and name. The Attorney General's office had concerns that might violate the First Amendment. It was pulled down for changes. Burn bans and wildfire danger cover much of the state, according to the Arkansas Forestry Division. From northern Arkansas to counties in the south, the state is split between either being under a moderate wildfire risk or a high risk. Pulaski County is one of the many counties under a burn ban and a high wildfire risk. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Be sure and tune in each week when Bree Ellis joins Morning Mayhem, brought to you by the F.L. Davis family of Ace Hardware stores. Ace is a place for all of your hardware needs.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Partly cloudy to mostly sunny, warm and very windy today. Winds of 30 miles per hour, maybe gusting to 45. A wind advisory and a red flag warning, meaning a wildfire danger is high today. We'll top out at 77 today. Tonight, partly cloudy, still windy with a low of 40. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Thompson Electric presents Jackson Wells each week in the zone with Justin and DJ. Thompson Electric since 1983, providing innovative electrical solutions for your business. To learn more, check them on the web at thompsonelectric.com, or you can search Thompson Electric on Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Attention Arkansas homeowners, are you tired of that old, outdated bathtub? Replace it with a beautiful, modern, easy-access walk-in shower from Bath Makeover of Arkansas. Bath Makeover is Central Arkansas's trusted local source for custom bathing solutions installed in as little as 1 day. Backed with a lifetime warranty, featuring our revolutionary new laser-etched shower wall systems. Call Bath Makeover of Arkansas now at 1-800-NEW-BATH during our triple saving sale. You'll save 3 ways. First, save $1,000 on a new bathtub or shower. Second, ask about 18 months, no interest and no payment financing. Senior and military discounts. Third, purchase a new bath or shower and receive a $200 Target gift card plus a bonus. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH right now for a free $50 restaurant.com gift card with in-home estimate. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
At Gwatney Chevrolet, we believe everyone deserves an affordable ride. That's why we're rolling out the Affordable Car Act of 2025. Get a Chevy Trax for just $299 a month or a Trailblazer for only $359 a month. We have a few 2024 models left with huge discounts. Tahoes and Suburbans up to $10,000 off. Silverados up to $17,500 off. Plus pre-owned vehicles at or below sales tax credit rates. Visit us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville or shop at GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey folks, Trey Johnson with HJ Trailer Sales. Thank you for making us the #1 Northstar truck bed dealer in the world. We have the newly redesigned Northstar beds in stock, plus RKI beds, Bedrock, Butler, and Wilrow. If you make a living with a trailer or use a trailer in any way, look up your hometown trailer store on Facebook. Get big store amenities with hometown service. Stop by HJ Trailer Sales in Hot Springs or Paragould, or online at hjtrailersales.com.
ESPN Radio Extra Point with Joe Fortenbaugh.
Embiid had 2 years left on his current deal. So the idea of giving him a 3-year, $193 million extension when there were so many red flags, why couldn't you just say, look, let's play out this year, which is the year we're currently in. It'll be the first year of Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George. And if this goes well, then we can give him literally the exact same contract. Or you can just pay him up front and just move forward, and then it immediately turns into a complete disaster. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I understand why you signed Paul George. Tyrese Maxey is turning into a bona fide star. He is a really, really good player. Okay, we're actually talking big 3 potential because you got Maxey. Embiid's coming back, whether you give him the extension or not. That's another star, assuming he's healthy. And then you cleared out enough salary cap space with James Harden leaving and everything else that you are able to sign another max player.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz. Your Razor Hog update on Out of Bounds is brought to you by Bradford Marine and ATV with 6 statewide locations. Huge factory incentives going on now on most boat lines. Bradford Marine and ATV, selling fun since 1971.
Diamond Hogs win again. They're 19-2.
And Fouch throws home. Davis pops it up. Right field, Kozel out from first base, calling it foul territory. He makes the catch. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. No runs, no hits. A man left in the top of the 9th inning. Final score, Arkansas 4, Oral Roberts 1.
You know, it's interesting. We're not sure, except he's been really good. I mean, he threw really well this past weekend and gave us, 2 or 3 innings. And I don't know. Today, I just made the comment. He just basically picked up where he left off in Oxford and throwing most of his pitches for strikes, throwing with some velocity downhill, good breaking ball, and got us some quick innings. It's one of those games where, if you give them free passes or you don't field the baseball, you're going to get beat. I mean, with the wind blowing like it was, it was just imperative that our pitchers threw strikes, and they did a great job. It seemed like both teams had runners and didn't score as many as they should have. And, when you really look at it, I think we probably hit 4 balls that would have went out of the park today. I don't know. They might have hit 1. I don't know, but maybe 1 or 2. But, we hit some balls with some people on base that, would have changed things. But like I told the guys before the game started, this game's on the schedule, and the wind's blowing 30 miles an hour straight in for the most part. It's not going to help anything, and we just need to find a way to score, and we found a way to score 4 times, and we did leave some out there that you wish you'd have got in, but the pitching did a great job.
Dave Van Horn starting out talking about Ben Bybee. It was a very good outing for Bybee. Put up a bunch of zeros to start the game. I think he ended up going 4 innings, turned it over to the bullpen, and they did the rest. The wind was howling yesterday, and it is howling even more today.
You can hear it through the window.
Yes, there was some kind of noise. I'm like, what is that? And I was like, oh, wow, that is the wind. A gust came through here. Matt Jones just sent a video of the flagpole at Baum right now, and it is blowing hard. They're expecting gusts up to 40 miles per hour at Baum Walker Stadium today. And yesterday, Coach was right. There was one hit. Bases were loaded. It went to the right center field gap. And when the guy hit it, I thought, that's a home run. That's a grand slam. The outfielder was running to the wall, had to stop and jump forward to catch it around his knees. That's how far it knocked the ball down. It didn't even get close to the warning track, and it looked like a home run off the bat. It was extreme conditions yesterday. It's going to be that way again today. It's going to take a line drive to get out, maybe to keep it low enough to get the ball out, and maybe if you can hook one out to left field, you got a chance to ride the wind a little bit, but tough hitting conditions.
Yeah, we punched in 2 that inning, I think, and a couple of big hits. I think Davlin, he had a great night, and he was tough out, fouling off pitches. He saw a lot of pitches today. I mean, if you add them up, you might have seen 25 or more, it seemed like. But, we got a few big hits, Aloy and, Davlin were strong up top, and Cahillo, he got a couple of hits. He had a chance to really bust that thing open there in the 8th, and hit it pretty good. He just hit it right out the shortstop. So that's the way the game works every now and then.
Cole Gibbler gets the win for Arkansas. It was interesting because he came into the game and it was 1-0, and he gave up a run. Then he leaves the game, and then Arkansas scored some runs before the next at bat, so he technically gets the win. Gave up 3 straight hits and then worked himself out of a jam to get out of the inning, kept it from being bigger.
Gibbler goes out, it goes 0-2 on the hitter, and the second pitch that he threw was a changeup, and I think, the catcher might have put down slider because that's kind of what we were wanting, and he shook him, went to changeup, and then he singled. And, I guess what he saw is that he had a good feel for his changeup. And he thought the hitter took not a real good swing at it. It'd have been okay on that pitch if he'd have thrown it down or in the dirt. But I thought he did, figure it out about 2-3 hitters in, and was able to get through the inning and then go back out and pitch another inning and hopefully gain some confidence there. Because, he's not easy to hit when he's got that slider going. And, the first hitter didn't even see it. So, I think his whole outing, or at least that inning, would have changed if he would have got that first hitter. And he had him 0-2, and then he throws a changeup, leaves it up, and he singles.
We'll get started here in about 50 minutes at Baum-Walker Stadium. The lineup is out for today's game. Davalon, you heard, he had a really good game yesterday. He's in center field hitting leadoff. Vahiva Aloy at short, batting second. Logan Maxwell's in left field batting third. He's going to split up the Aloy brothers today. Kahia Aloy will be the designator and hit cleanup. Iredale at third, batting fifth. Kozel's at first, batting sixth. Kendall Diggs out in right field, batting seventh. Helfrich's in the game today, batting eighth. Helfrich didn't get the start yesterday, gave him a day off behind the plate. And Nolan Souza back at second base for the Razorbacks. And as we said, Colin Fisher will be on the mound for Arkansas. 3 o'clock, first pitch. The Razorback football team returned to spring practice yesterday. They're off today. They'll be back at it tomorrow. Coach Pittman will speak with the media tomorrow. They brought in Corey Robinson and Caleb Wooden, a couple of transfers, to speak with the media yesterday. Corey Robinson's the big left tackle that came in from Georgia Tech, and he told a cool little story. I don't know if it's in this clip or not. I'll let the clip explain. Here's his relationship with Fernando Carmona.
We really bounce ideas off each other. He's very talented as well. But, having experience, you do learn some things. And we were just in the indoor facility one day, both just coming in to get some work. And from that day forward, it was like every weekend we was going in there together and just going to work. But it's been really good, and being able to be a influence and help some of the younger guys, it's been good for sure.
So Fernando called Corey Robinson during the recruiting process and told him, yeah, I was the starting left tackle last year. I'm going to move inside to guard or center. I've checked with the NFL. I've heard from the scouts. They think my future is inside. And so just want you to know, you come here, you can be the left tackle. I'm not mad about it. I'm not upset. There's not going to be hard feelings. I want to move inside. You coming here allows that to happen. So I thought that was pretty cool that reached out to him, had that conversation, explained the situation, and it led to Arkansas going out and getting a starting left tackle from Georgia Tech.
Players are your best recruiters.
Mm-hmm.
They can talk from experience. They can tell you about their process and what they've seen, what's happened since they've been on campus. They become the mouthpiece for you, and you get a lot of players that will commit based on what they've heard from other players.
What I've been told is Arkansas inside feels like they won the portal game on the offensive line, that they lost some players to the portal on the offensive line, but they were able to go out and get better players from other colleges to fill those positions. Here's Corey Robinson on that transfer, all those transfers on the offensive line.
One thing I can say about all the transfers here, everybody's came in ready to work. Shaq with his size, he moves really well. Caden's done a really good job, really, playing center, commanding the offense. Kavion, he's been learning real quick as well. So everybody definitely came in with the right attitude, coming in just ready to work and contribute how they could.
Yeah, he went on some more about Shaq, the big 6'8", 360 transfer from 360-pound transfer from Oregon. You hear of a guy that big, 6'8", 360, and you're going to think he's slow. It's just – A, 6'8", B, that heavy. There's no way he's got any foot speed. That he's just going to be slow of foot. And Corey went on about him, how he couldn't believe a guy that big can move that well. And I saw some video of him yesterday at practice, and man, he does. He has nice feet. It looks like he had to play some basketball growing up. Just the way he moves his feet, and he just is quick of foot. He's not that big lumbering guy you would think at 6'8", 360 pounds.
That's always going to be helpful in football, the way you're able to move, especially for some of the bigger players. And you can be versatile too at that size as far as what you can do, what the team is able to design around you based on you being able to move, especially at that position.
Caleb Wooden is a transfer from Auburn, played at Auburn last year and came to Arkansas partly because of the coaches and the connection to Auburn that they've had, but felt very comfortable here at Auburn. He played safety and nickelback, and at Arkansas so far he's been doing a little bit of both. Here he is on the positions he's been working on.
As of late, it's really been, I'd say 50-50, nickel and safety. You know, me and Larry, we decide, like, we'll rock, paper, scissors to go on the field, you know, where you want to go at, nickel or safety. At Auburn, I played nickel and safety as well. So there's definitely, you know, some mix over coming over here to Arkansas. I'd say I'm more comfortable playing safety because that's what I got recruited as, but I can play both.
Well, that's good. Training at both positions.
Another versatile player.
One more from Wooden, and this is about coming to Arkansas and transitioning to Arkansas.
It has been pretty smooth. You know, playing in this conference for 3 years, you become accustomed to, you know, the talent that we face every day in practice, and coming over here is no different. The SEC is the SEC, and it will forever be the SEC. And so the transition has been smooth because I have that experience to come with me, and I played in big-time games, and I think that's what I'm able to bring to the table to Arkansas.
I like that SEC experience. He's been through the SEC gauntlet and seen the SEC athlete up close. So I think that's a good move for Arkansas, getting Woodson over. We'll see how it pans out, though. Over on the D3 Auto Sales text line, we got a couple of minutes, about 10 minutes before we hit the break. If you want to jump in here, we can take some calls, 661-1037. Earl says, Wes, I did not bet Georgia Tech versus Jacksonville State last night. They lost by at least 20. I don't know what they ended up losing by. I think it was 17, but they did not cover. And Earl, I was like you. I didn't really care about the NIT game, so I didn't bet it. And B, it started a little earlier than I thought, and I looked up. Actually, one of our listeners hit me up on Twitter. It was like, didn't Brian say to take Georgia Tech? It's like, I'm thinking, yeah, he did. Did I say something wrong? And I went and looked at the score, and Jacksonville State was up like 20 at the half. I was like, oof. Well, glad. I guess I made money by not betting any money on that one last night. That was a lopsided loss for Brian. He sent me some picks. We'll get to those later on if you want them. He's not going to win every one, but he's just as long as he wins more than he loses. That's all that matters. This from the 501. This Kansas guy sounds like a homer.
They usually do.
I'll say this, and I've known Matthew for a long time. He's been doing radio spots with me probably for over 10 years. He covers the Big 12, and I would say he's a Big 12 homer. They got a little bit of chip on their shoulder, especially, you know, and the Big 12 was the best conference for a while. I mean, arguably, you could say the Big 12 was the deepest basketball conference. They're not this year. The SEC is. And I think they got a chip on their shoulder, some of those folks in the Big 12. And, yeah, I sense that too. It was all, what was it, rainbows and unicorns. He seemed very high on Kansas. Jason in Houston says, for a 7 seed, they sure are good at every aspect of the game. Hashtag yawn. I'm glad a couple of y'all caught on that too. I thought the same thing. It's like, come on now. Come on, Matthew. Then if they were that as good as you're making them sound, they would have been a 1 seed. Brian in Hot Springs says, Coach Bones is in the University of Cincinnati Football Hall of Fame as a wide receiver. He changed his name to Bones.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I enjoyed talking with him. We'll have to keep up with him during the season and have him back on, talk a little Hot Springs Wise Guys football.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I'd like to go down there just see what the atmosphere is like inside the convention center. It's like I said, I pulled up the official numbers while we were talking just to make sure I wasn't misremembering. The Benton Maumelle game was the largest attended game, 5,400, almost 5,500 people inside there, and it'll hold about 6,000, 6,500. You could see some empty seats here or there, but when you get the lower bowl pretty much all full, and then you're looking up at that second section up there, and there are a lot of people sitting up there you're like, man, this is a good crowd. The next biggest crowd was 4,400. Friday was the day. And look, there were a lot more Central Arkansas teams playing Friday. It all started with DeQueen and Pulaski Academy. They had 4,100 for that game. That would have been the highest attended game on Thursday or Saturday. And I'll say this, DeQueen brought the house. DeQueen had a ton of people. And PA did a great job too. I mean, it was for girls. That was
a fun game.
Yeah,
really, really entertaining.
The highest attended girls game over the weekend, 41-39.
Well, think about it. Going into it, both teams combined over 70 wins and one loss.
Yeah, the Farmington Greene County Tech was right at 4,100 also, and that was another 1 versus 2 matchup on Friday night. Mills Morrilton had 4,400, and then Benton Maumelle, the most attended game, 5,400. So, yeah, if they could get, 3,000 people in there for an arena football game, 4,000, that'd be a great environment. That place gets loud. It'll be fun. It'll be worth checking out. Let's take these calls. I don't want to make them hold forever. John is in Little Rock. What's up, John?
How are you doing today?
That's good.
Good. Hey, I'm sure it's been discussed. I'm just getting back into town. Didn't get a chance to watch it. Can you explain how the Benton Maumelle game ended with 6-point lead in 13 seconds?
Yeah, it was crazy. Never seen anything like it, John. It was 5-point lead. Maumelle hit 2 free throws to make it a 5-point game. About 17 seconds. I don't have the play chart in front of me, but I'm going to guesstimate right around 17 seconds. Benton inbounds the ball, and I'm pretty sure it's our guy Harrison Pickett who's going to join us here in about 8 minutes. Took it and just went the length of the court. I mean, as fast as you can go, layup. Maumelle goes to throw the ball inbounds. It's stolen by Benton, and before he can even get a shot up, he's fouled. Goes to the free throw line, 2 clutch free throws. So now it's a 2-point game. Maumelle has the ball. They can't get it inbounds. They call a timeout. Coming out of the timeout, once you call a timeout, now you can't run the baseline. Official tells the young man, you got to stay here. You can't move. Couple seconds go by. He can't get it in. He panics, takes off running. Violation. Benton ball. 4 seconds left. They throw it into Terrion Burgess underneath the basket, takes it up strong, makes the layup. And that's your ball game. 6 points, just like that. Bam, bam, bam. Crazy. I mean, it was just one of those that you can't believe what you just saw. And I was stunned. I was so and I was torn because, we had both of these coaches on last week. And I was so happy for Benton and Dexter Hendricks, and they were there last year and lost to Pine Bluff. And so I was happy for them. And then I'm just sick to my stomach for Maumelle because when that kid made those 2 free throws, man, they're up 5, and Maumelle, the fans are going crazy. They're celebrating. You can taste that state championship. You're like, finally, after all those appearances from Maumelle, they're going to get it done, and it just gets ripped out of their hands. And, so I'm just torn by covering both of these teams and knowing people on both sides. It was hard to be happy because you're so disappointed for the other side also.
That's what you see from those big-time matchups, that it's a power matchup, and either team can win, but that some team is going to win, the other team's going to lose. But that's kind of what you get. That was like DeQueen and PA. You knew that there was going to be a good game. There was talent on both sides, and there was going to be some disappointment with the losing team, but there was going to be a lot of joy for the winning team.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to Brent. He's in Searcy. What's up, Brent?
What's up, Wes? Joe, I hope y'all are having a good day. Wes, I cannot agree with you more about the atmosphere at OZK Arena when it comes to state tournament time. That place gets loud, like you can't hear yourself think.
I tell you, we have really good headsets. We have to have good headsets to do the games there because the crowd is so loud. There were a couple of timeouts when I took my headsets off, and I was like, oh, my gosh, it is loud in here. And it was so loud, Brent, I drove home Saturday night after calling the last game, and I didn't even turn on my radio. I sat there in complete silence and just decompressed because, it's just a long weekend. And I drove back in silence, and I could hear my ears ringing all the way home.
Wes, my example of a game there in the OZK Arena was Forest City and Hot Springs a few years back. Forest City had Trey Thompson playing for them and R.J. Glasper.
Yeah.
And it was just a nip and tuck game the whole way. And I can't remember how many people were there, but it seemed like it was packed. It was loud. I mean, it is worth for people that's never been to the state tournament finals, it's worth the price. It's worth the $8 to get, or whatever it costs to get in for the game or get you a whole week pass. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Best money you'll ever spend.
I agree. No, it was a great 3 days, 12 fantastic games. Ton of fun. Brett, we got to run. Thanks for the call.
Day.
See you, man. Yeah, we do need to take a break. Coming up next, we're going to talk a little bit about that game we were just discussing. Benton gets it done, wins the state title, and Harrison Pickett will join us. He had a great tournament run. Going to UAPB. Good player, too, man. I'm excited for Coach Solomon Bozeman getting him. He'll play for UAPB. No
great
doubt.
Opportunity for him.
Mm-hmm. Harrison's up next. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Tune in each week when Susan Irwin Prowl shares her Keys to the Weekend music events calendar with Justin and DJ. Brought to you by Willie D's and Big Red Dog Productions. Big Red Dog Productions is your gateway to music excellence in Central Arkansas and beyond. Visit entertainersguide.com to see the weekly calendar and submit your shows.
This is Sports Center.
Last night in the NIT, Arkansas State dominated St. Louis, beating them 103-78 in Jonesboro. Isaiah Nelson led them in scoring, putting up 26 points while also grabbing 10 rebounds and getting 4 steals. Arkansas State now moves on to the second round, where they await the winner of North Texas and Furman, which is tonight. Arkansas baseball beat Oral Roberts 4-1 yesterday. Charles Davillon went 3 for 4 at the plate with an RBI. On the season, he's batting .370. Arkansas will go for their 18th straight midweek win as they play Oral Roberts again today. First pitch is set for 3. Radio coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Every project is an opportunity, and every John Deere tractor is built for rising to the challenge. The Down to Earth package is built for breaking new ground. The Greenway Special is built for cutting time, not corners. And the Weekend Warrior is built for those who give it everything, even on their days off. It's your time and your land. Let Greenway help you make the most of it with 0% financing for 7 years. Visit gogreenway.com to get started. With approved credit, see dealer for details. Offer ends April 30th, 2025.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We take whiskey seriously. Taste the difference of a hand-selected bourbon at your local lodge, like the Twin Peaks Buffalo Trace Barrel Select.
I found the Fountain of Youth down there at QC Kinetics.
That's Henry Hinton, feeling like his young, active self again after treatments at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine.
I still have trouble walking down steps as I get older. I've had one treatment so far, and I can already tell a difference in my knee.
And that treatment at QC Kinetics used Henry's own natural healing properties, concentrated and placed right at the source of the pain. So Henry and patients just like him will enjoy long-term relief without surgery or downtime.
My knee is not hurting. I remember I was walking down some steps yesterday, and I thought, wow, this is not hurting when I walk down steps. I'm all in on it. I'm all in on QC Kinetics.
It's time to wind back the clock to days without constant joint pain. Start with a call to QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440.
The king of Arkansas sports talk, Randy Rainwater for Bet Saracen.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen.
because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Rick Schaefer and I will have a great show for you this Wednesday. We have Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, KTV's Channel 7 Sports Director, Steve Sullivan. A full hour with hogsports.com. Trey Biddy, thanks to Chris Crane Hyundai in Genesis of Conway. And the Arkansas Democrat Gazette's Richard Davenport. See you Wednesday on 1037 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Yo, remember back on the bully when cats used to harmonize like, yo, my men and my women, don't forget about the dean. This is not the most the king, yo. It's about a thing, feel real good.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. Westmore, Joe Franklin. Joe, I just got some breaking news. Got an email. It's big news.
Okay.
The Salt Bowl is returning to Saline County.
That is big news because it's been a while.
They've been playing at War Memorial Stadium for a while, but they made the announcement today and just put out a press release that they're going to move it back to Saline County. Benton will host it this year on a Friday night, and then it'll go to Bryant the following year, but they've decided to take the game back to Saline County.
That is exciting for the fans to be there at home and have some home-and-home games.
Mm-hmm. Well, both states, they'll have to scale it down a little bit, but both have really big stadiums that can hold nice-sized crowds. And so,
when you say nice size, like how much are we talking?
I mean,
5,000?
No, I bet it's bigger than that. I bet they can get more than that. Yeah, but it's not. Like at War Memorial last couple. They had the incident, and the crowds haven't been as big since then. That was ironically the largest crowd ever. But it's been a little smaller and smaller and smaller since then. Speaking of Benton and Saline County, we can talk about the Benton Panthers. They just won a state title Friday night, and what a game it was. Harrison Pickett, one of the star players for the Benton Panthers, and he joins us now on Out of Bounds. Harrison, welcome in, and congratulations on winning a state championship. And, hey, man, way to put on a show. You talk about a fantastic finish. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. What was it like?
Yeah, it was a great experience. Like, something that I really can't even explain, for real.
So what were you thinking, though, down by 5 into the game, and then what were you thinking? What was the team thinking? What was kind of the message there?
Really just staying focused in the game. I didn't doubt none of the game. Even when we went down, I still felt like we had a chance to come back and win. And our coach really just preached that we stay focused and keep going to the end.
And my memory's right. You started it all off, right? After the made free throw and you were down 5. Didn't you take it the length of the court for a layup?
Yes, sir, I did.
All that was in your mind was go as fast as you can and get to the rack?
Yeah, just trying to really just cut down the lead as much as possible.
And then in that moment, after getting a quick layup, now you have to transition to defense. So how do you go about doing that? Is that just something that you practice day in and day out and you're ready for that situation?
Yes, sir. Every day in practice, we always do, like, late game situations, stuff like that for pressing and whatever defense we in. And Coach called the play, and we got in it real quick. We was ready for it.
And I even said it on the broadcast. It was a perfect storm. Everything that had to happen happened for you guys, but then you had to take advantage of the situation. I mean, couldn't afford for you to miss a layup. You couldn't afford to miss 2 free throws. You couldn't afford to missing the inbound shot, or none of this even happens. You guys took advantage of what was given to you.
Yeah, Elam hit some big free throws, and Terry Young hit that big layup at the end to put us up by 1.
So what was the journey like, though, to get to that point, to get to a championship game, and just how the season went as a whole?
The season, it went good. We had some injuries. We had some players go down. One was AD. He went down for, like, at the end, getting closer. But we had, like, Elam and Terry Young go down. So we had to make a lot of adjustments. But, like, overall, we did pretty good. It was tough, though. Some teams tried to give us, like, some real run in the state tournament. But ultimately, we came out with the wins, and that's really it.
Yeah, I was watching one of the state tournament games up in Paragould, and it was after the half. I think you scored the first 10 points of the second half. What was going through your mind at halftime and to come out and just light it up like that?
Yeah, that first half, I don't think we did that good. Coach really went off on us and just telling us to be who we was. So we came out, just got straight to it.
Is that something that happened also throughout the season where Coach would just deliver a message and then you respond to it just because you were ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Losing in the state finals the year before, how did that fuel you for the off season, for this season? What did losing and how did it help you prepare you for winning this year?
It helped us a lot because we realized that, like, we can't get that game back after. And that helped us a lot this year when we was down and it was seconds left. Like, everybody on the team that had been there last year, like, we was talking like we really wanted to win real bad. And that experience has helped us, like, really overcome it, I think.
Harrison, being a senior, you're one of the leaders of the team. Do you do a lot of talking or do you let your play speak for you?
With my team, I talk to my teammates, like, about certain things, like plays and stuff, what we doing. But I don't do no talking to other teams. I just talk to my team.
Talking with Harrison Pickett, Benton Panthers state title winner. He joined us on Out of Bounds. Harrison, you're going to UAPB, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that decision and playing for Coach Solomon Bozeman.
Yeah, Coach Solo, I've been knowing him for a long time. And when he offered me, I was really grateful. And I just made the decision to go there, and I'm really excited to get down there for sure.
The relationship, is that what was a big factor in you deciding UAPB?
Yes, sir. I also know some of the other coaches on his staff. I've been knowing, like, a whole little group for a little minute. So it really played a big role.
So I saw Daryl Macon at the game, and he was going crazy for you guys. Tell everybody about your relationship with Daryl Macon.
Yeah, Daryl, that's like my big brother. He's been there every step of the way with me. When I was a little kid, I used to watch him. I used to want to play like him, like, real talk. He helped me a lot, and I love him, and he always supported me, always with me, and that's my brother for real.
I saw him. I think he had a message for Terrion Burgess during the game, too.
Yes, sir.
They have a good relationship also.
Yes, sir. It's like Terrion with the Hawks. Daryl, he a part of the Hawks family.
So is that where you played AAU ball? You played Hawks?
Yes, sir, the Arkansas Hawks.
And then what's your background in basketball? How did you kind of get started playing? And then, how did you get to where you are now?
The Arkansas Hawks is my, like, family. A lot of my family members are, like, what started the Hawks. So, like, growing up, I started playing with them. And ever since, I was just playing with them growing up all my AAU career.
Harrison, Bill Ingram comes on the show a lot, and we get to talk with Bill. You got anything good to say about Bill? Or better yet, you got anything bad to say about Bill?
Nah, nothing bad. That's family. He real tough, though. He's real tough. That's family.
Harrison, you play any other sports growing up, or has it always been basketball?
I played football, baseball, and 1 year of soccer, and the rest was just basketball.
Did those other sports prepare you for basketball? Like, some of the training that you may have gotten in some other sports, it helped you with basketball?
Yes, sir. When I played that 1 year of soccer and I went back to basketball, that was the fastest I had been at my age, for sure.
How different was the bus ride home following the game from the year before?
Oh, way different. Everybody was quiet, but this year everybody was happy.
So what have you guys done to celebrate, or have you had a celebration yet for basketball team winning and just celebrating that championship as a whole?
Well, we just been eating right now. We have some celebrations coming up, though. We haven't did anything yet.
Well, it was a heck of a game. It was something I'll never forget, and I know the guys on that team will never forget. You'll be talking about that for the rest of your life, but you guys put on the show.
Thank you, and thank you for letting me come on here and talk.
Yeah, it was fun. I was glad to have you on. I'm glad this all worked out. Harrison, thank you. Take care. Best of luck at UAPB.
Appreciate it.
Harrison Pickett with us on Out of Bounds with the Benton Panthers.
That's going to be good. He's going to put in some work over the summer and get to it at UAPB.
He's a good player. Definitely a college basketball player. And when they told me he was going to UAPB, I was like, perfect. I can see him with Coach Solo. That'll be awesome. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the second hour. Got the Diamond Hogs first pitch here in about 20 minutes. Talk a little baseball. Talk Arkansas, Kansas. Hit the D3 Auto Sales text line. And you can call in, 661-1037. How you feeling about this game? 661-1037. It's Out of Bounds.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV? What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
See Agent Steve Ferguson in Little Rock, Bo Beavis in Cabot, or Daniel Vickers in Sherwood.
Hi, it's Frank Fletcher from the Fletcher Dodge store here in Sherwood. Folks, if you're shopping for a new car or truck, I hope you'll come see us and give us a chance to earn your business. We have huge discounts, 0% financing available, and we'll give you $1,000 over Kelly Blue Book value for your trade-in. Folks, I guarantee you a hassle-free buying experience. And if you've had credit problems in the past, listen to this. We have an easy pre-approval process. Just go to FletcherCredit.com to get started. You can be pre-approved in minutes. It's really not hard. FletcherCredit.com. Folks, we're also still buying cars every day. If you got an old car or truck you want to turn into cash, bring it to Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood and ask for Chris or Andy. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Shop in person or shop online at FletcherDeals.com. Thank you.
It's Justin Acree. If you're dealing with back or neck pain, the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health is here to help. Whether it's neurosurgery, orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, or pain management, their experts have you covered with the latest technology and minimally invasive techniques. They're focused on reducing your pain, improving mobility, and getting you back to doing what you love. Call 501-686-TOSH to set up an appointment today. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQBar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
You choose, you win. The crowd goes wild. The 2025 Bud Light $10,000 Bracket Challenge is your chance to win a 50-inch TV. Submit a perfect bracket and you'll win $10,000. Pick 60 games correctly, you'll win $1,000. Registration is open now at 1037thebuzz.com. It's the Bud Light $10,000 Bracket Challenge from 1037 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 1037 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Want to get to Twin Peaks for happy hour 2 to 7. Later happy hour 10 to close. Enjoy the food and drink specials going on during happy hour. Apps starting at $2. Lunch combos starting at $7.99. And you want to get to Twin Peaks tonight to check out First Four in NCAA tournament, and then rolling over into the first round tomorrow, where Out of Bounds will be there. And you want to come by, say hi to us, and pick out the best place there is, which is Twin Peaks, to watch any of the sporting action, NCAA tournament. It'll be the best place to watch. You want to get signed up for Twin Peaks Bracket Challenge. That's TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. A chance to win $2 million in prizes. So you want to get signed up for that before the games start tomorrow. TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com. We're really looking forward to being there tomorrow. We're going to get some great lunch. We're going to enjoy some games and everything that is Twin Peaks. It's Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Heck yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. That's going to be such a fun show. It is going to be difficult to focus. I'm going to go and tell y'all all right now. Grace, I'll be asking for grace because we're going to have 4 games on at once, trying to focus on the show and focus on the basketball. When we get there and go on the air at 1, we'll have Creighton and Louisville finishing up. High Point and Purdue will be in the second half. Montana and Wisconsin will probably be finishing up the first half. And Houston and St. Edwardsville will be just tipping off. Then
is it SIU Edwardsville?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Then 1:50, Auburn takes on Alabama State. 2:15, we'll have McNeese and Clemson. By the way, there's a report out there that Will Wade, the head coach at McNeese, has taken the job at North Carolina State. I almost said North Carolina.
Now think about that, too. NC State, they were on the verge of making a coaching change last year. They make a run, coming from First Four, make a run through NCAA tournament, and then you don't give the guy any grace period, and a year removed from that, he's gone.
Yeah, they that's why the teams sometimes will go ahead and make the firing before the season's over, just in case a miraculous run happens.
Yeah, it just shows that also there's no patience because based on what they did last season, and they lost some players.
Yeah.
Now there should be a grace period.
McNeese and Clemson tip off at 2:15. Then VCU, BYU, that game tips off at 3:05. And then as we're wrapping up, Georgia Gonzaga tips off at 3:35. What a great afternoon to be at Twin Peaks. Hope you can join us. Come on out. Mark is in Warren. Mark, we lost you. Call on back, Mark. We got time. Talk a little basketball with you. In the meantime, D3 Auto Sales text line. That was Iredale. Oh, we were talking about the bases loaded and the shot to right center field where it looked like it was a home run, and the center fielder goes back, then he has to stop and run forward and goes to his knees to catch the ball falling down. He said it was 108 miles per hour off the bat. Yes, 108 with that launch angle, that's a home run. Would have been a grand slam. Instead it was a sac fly. 501 asks, what's the best pitch on a windy day like today? A strike. Not to be a smart ass. I don't know. I mean, you would think the ball is going to be moving because of it's the one good thing about the home plate and where the pitcher is, a lot of that is going to be blocked by the stands, and it's just the balls that get up above the stands that really will be impacted. And with a west-northwest wind, or I think it's just a west wind today, it's the last I saw, it's going to be blowing basically right to left. And, man, it's going to knock everything down, and it's going to be a high pop-up will be an adventure. I'm telling you. There was one yesterday where the guy must have moved probably 20 yards to catch the ball. Like, he thought he was coming down, and he had to go 20 yards to his right to catch it.
Well, as long as he made the catch,
he
that's
did.
all that matters.
I didn't see any drop fly balls yesterday. I think they were able to handle everything. TP in Little Rock says, Wes, you're the same way with the Hogs, Homer-ish. Yeah, I mean, I admit, I see the glass half full with the Razorbacks, but I'll tell you, too, the issues that they have. I mean, we know they struggle against a very good defensive team, a strong team, inside presence. I mean, I'll call it the way it is, too, but I can see a positive in it all. Like, for example, they've struggled with big guys, but I also see the potential now with Jonas Adu playing his best basketball that could be they could be better against a bigger guy. That Jonas wasn't Jonas a couple of weeks ago, and I think that impacted him against South Carolina. He played better in the SEC tournament against South Carolina.
Oh, they all did.
they all did.
As a team, they did. And then, hearing from Matthew Postins, he said that Kansas is physical, so that could be a concern there.
Maverick says, just got off work, just turned you guys on. I was wondering if you had anything from Brian Edwards lately. I do. We can go over that. Yeah, let's go ahead. Here's what he has. And I'll text you this too, Joe, so that you have this information for Friday. I'm not even sure if these are Thursday or Friday games. But here's what he's given. Texas Xavier tonight. He loves the over. And I agree with him. Texas has been an over. We've won some money on Texas here in the last, couple weeks. The over has cashed 12 of the last 13 times for Texas. The last 10 overs for the Longhorns, they have scored 155, 183, 151, 169, 150, 167, 153, 160, 183, and 164 points. Tonight, the over-unders at 149.5 when he sent this to me. I can go to Bet Saracen and take a look at tonight's over-under total and give you the very latest. Texas is at 151.5, so it's gone up 2 points since Brian sent me this note. But with all those totals I just gave you, I still like the over tonight. And he goes on to write that the over has hit 10 of the last 13 times Xavier has played. Musketeers have plenty of shooters. Rank 8 nationally in free throw percentage. They're 17th nation in three-point accuracy. He also likes the Gators at plus 100 to win the West Regional. Let's see here. He likes Arkansas, getting 4.5 or 5. He likes Alabama, Robert Morris, over 165. And BYU -3. He says that's my 3 favorite picks. But Florida plus 100 in the West Regional is his favorite pick. So Arkansas, take the points. Bama, Robert Morris, over 165. BYU -3. That's his favorite picks. Says he has medium opinion on the Drake, Missouri over. Texas A&M Yale over. St. John's, Omaha over 148. St. John's defense, but Omaha can score it. That's a team that puts up a lot of points. I will be watching that game after the Arkansas game. And he has small plays on Yale plus 7.5, Drake plus 7.5, and he's got a money line parlay with UCLA, Clemson, and BYU. I know that's a lot of information. I'll repeat it. Medium opinion on Drake, Missouri over, Texas A&M, Yale over, St. John's, Omaha over, and a small play on Yale plus 7, Drake plus 7, and a money line parlay with UCLA, Clemson, and BYU.
Liking the overs. Wonder if Brian tends to go more with the overs. Like he'll pick out games that he feels like are overs and not necessarily even look at the ones that'll go under.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Some people just hate betting unders.
Right. Yeah.
But it just sucks to watch a game and root for anybody to score, and then you're hoping it doesn't go to overtime, and you're hoping it doesn't become a foul fest at the end of the game. I've been burnt a couple of times on those where it looks like this is an easy under, and a team decides at the end of the game to start fouling. Team goes to the free throw line, makes 2 free throws, no time coming off the clock, and then what happens? They get the ball and just race down the court. Well, the other team doesn't want to foul because they're up ahead, and you get an easy layup. They inbound the ball, foul, and all of a sudden there's been no scoring, and they'll score like 20 points in 1 minute.
Saw one the other day that was a bad beat. It was featured on Bad Beats where end of regulation, it's 96. The over-under is at 124.5.
Winner.
And they went over.
It went overtime?
Yeah.
Or it was one of those where they started fouling?
No, it went to overtime, and you're talking about scoring almost 30 points, though, in that short span.
We had one last year. Oh, it was Arkansas-Alabama, last game of the year, and we all bet over because it's Alabama, and even Arkansas can score. And Arkansas came out and for once started playing some defense and just locked down Alabama, and it was a low-scoring game. And I was like, I lost this one. They went to overtime, and the over hit because they went to overtime. So, I mean, that's one of the, when it doesn't look good for you, you can always start cheering for overtime and see if you can't get caught up and hit it that way.
And the other way, when you're on the under, you're almost like, all right, slow it down. Let's stop scoring here. And that's not the mentality for the teams. They're trying to score.
501 writes in, lets us know that the Salt Bowl's been moved back to Benton this year. Yep, we talked about that a little bit. If you missed it, Salt Bowl is leaving War Memorial Stadium. Benton will host this year on a Friday night, and then it'll go to Bryant the following year. Shout out the YouTube TV multicast tomorrow. Yeah, that's nice. Joey in Russellville says, is this the same guy that loved Georgia Tech yesterday? That was a disaster. Yeah, Brian missed that one.
Katina on our stream says, amazing job, Harrison. She was listening to Harrison Pickett.
He did do a good job.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to more D3 Auto Sales text in a bit. Coming up, we got what's trending. And then we'll be open for a while. So we got more time to take some of your calls and talk Arkansas, Kansas. Get ready for tonight with 2 more games. Shout out to A-State getting it done last night at home. That was awesome. 16 3-pointers. Scored over 100 points. Stick around. Final hour next.
If you're like a lot of people I know, you're spending a lot of time at home this year watching basketball and other sports, and your home's your happy place. You may be noticing, though, the scuffs and faded colors on your walls, and that can drive you crazy. That's where CertaPro can help with a paint refresh. They can make your experience worry-free, starting with a free estimate. They're always easy, and they get you a quote right away. Schedule your estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. And each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
March is Problem Gambling Awareness Month. Gambling is an activity that carries risk. Betting on the big game or gambling can cause problems for your family. If you are concerned about your gambling habits, get free help today at 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. We want to thank those who have decided to trust us with their banking relationship. Our customers recognize that true community-style banking is more than words. It's local decisions and friendly staff you know by name. Whether it's personal checking or lending on the most complex commercial project, Southern Bank can handle your banking needs with a personal touch. So what's holding you back? To start your banking relationship, visit one of our friendly branches, call us at 501-424-0900, or visit online at bankwithsouthern.com. Member FDIC.
ESPN and The Buzz gives you the complete sports and entertainment package.
I love that game.
103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
Both the House and the Senate now have passed the Generating Arkansas Jobs Act. The bill will allow utilities to charge for the construction of new projects while they're underway, instead of the current model of not charging ratepayers until the project is complete. The bill included an emergency clause, which means it'll take immediate effect once the governor signs it. Leaders of the Little Rock School District held its State of the District address. Superintendent Dr. Jamal Wright spoke about new initiatives, achievements, and efforts to enhance student success. One of those plans is a new collaboration between LRSD and the City of Little Rock called Reading in in the Rock. Its goal is to improve literacy rates district-wide. Dr. Wright also announced that thanks to a recent donation, every pre-K through 5th grade student in the district will receive 3 books to take home to read during their upcoming spring break. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Razorback pitcher Will McIntyre joins Morning Mayhem on the Buzz each week, courtesy of Centennial Bank. Build a strong financial game plan with Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Very windy weather. Southwest winds 20 to 30, gusts around 45 miles per hour. For that wind, we're under a wind advisory today. Plus, with low relative humidity, a red flag warning, meaning a high wildfire danger today. So please avoid burning. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
The annual Gravely Mowers Spring Tour cranks back up this Friday morning at one of our favorite towns, Morrilton. The grass whisperer Roger Scott swears he can hear the grass grow at night, so now's the time to take advantage of 0% interest on either a new commercial or residential Gravely mower. It's all happening Friday on Morning Mayhem at Haynes Home Center in Morrilton.
The king of Arkansas sports talk, Randy Rainwater for Bet Saracen.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. Your pool and spa chemical headquarters. Great rebates going on now with Pool Life and Baquasil Pool Chemicals. They also carry Serona Spa chemicals and frog systems. You can always bring in a pool or spa water sample, and the chemically trained professionals at Luxury Pool and Spa will ensure your chemicals are at the correct levels. They also carry Pentair pool equipment, patio furniture by Fisco, PK Grills, and plenty of pool toys. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Jalen Hurts has followed a winding career path. A prized recruit, national championship quarterback, benched in the season's biggest game, relegated to second string, in the transfer portal, his passing ability doubted, etc., etc. But now, the young man is a Super Bowl champion and most valuable player. Most of all, he is a class young man, an exemplary teammate, and a great example to young people that there's no substitute for hard work, grit, and perseverance. We need more men like Jalen Hurts. Sometimes the guys who are supposed to win do. Are you looking for a great place to work? Go to doublebees.com and apply online. Our 34 locations across Arkansas are always looking for more good teammates. Doublebees. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebees.
Hawks Motorhomes is the #1 Arkansas dealer. More inventory than anyone in Arkansas. Been in business for over 39 years. At Hawks, we offer custom-built, manufactured, and modular homes. 1 to 5 bedroom homes that can be built to accommodate all your needs. We also build lake houses, hunting clubs, offices, church, and classrooms. For more information, go to hawkshomes.net, located in Conway and Bryant.
This is Pat Bradley for Wood Grill Buffet. Wood Grill has the state's largest and freshest buffet with 190 items, including 30 meat items, food bar, salad bar, and dessert bar. Wood Grill is open Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner. They have 2 large private dining rooms, and Wood Grill also does catering. Wood Grill Buffet can drop off any order with staff service for 25 to 1,000 people. Wood Grill is at exit 118 in Benton, 1916 Congo Road, or call 501-778-9656. Check them out.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
Say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good, won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down, we playing Tetris.
What's trending in sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
I don't think the first 4 games could start any better. Alabama State, dramatic victory, tie ball game, find a way to get it done.
Seconds left, and here we go. This is where dreams are made. They're going for it all. Simpson, home run play, the deflection. Oh! .7 seconds left. Alabama State in front.
They showed a graphic after the game, all the close victories, the margin of victory for Alabama State throughout the season. It's a team that just finds a way to get it done, and they did it again last night on the big stage.
The way that ball bounced around, it looked like they were headed for overtime, but bounced into the right hands. He puts up the layup, and they get it done.
It's like a Hail Mary for a defensive back. Just knock it down, knock it down. That's all you're doing is playing defensive back there, just go and tip it the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Not up in the air, and it just ricocheted and went straight to him for a layup.
Unlucky bounce for them.
Yes. But that was the exciting way to get the tournament started. Next game wasn't very exciting at all, unless you're a North Carolina fan.
It was for UNC.
If you like watching a guy go off.
Final seconds. There's a 3. So Cam Lewine with that last second 3, and it is over. Hubert Davis and his North Carolina Tar Heels with just a tremendous all-around performance as they slice up San Diego State and win it 95-68. As they will silence the critics at least for a couple of days.
I was listening to that game on the way home from work last night, and it had gotten to the point because it was like a 30-point game, and the announcer was just keeping an eye on records for North Carolina for the most threes hit in a game, the most assists by North Carolina in a NCAA tournament game. He was on double-double watch for players. The score was meaningless. It was all about getting records and personal records for some of these players down the stretch.
RJ Davis played a game, though, 6 for 6 from 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one has ever gone 6 for 6 in the NCAA tournament. Some have made 6 threes in the NCAA tournament, but no one's ever gone 6 for 6. Pretty good way to start for North Carolina. Now they get Ole Miss. Now let's go to the NFL. Well, we go to Joe's Steelers. Aaron Rodgers. Cam Hayward's tired of waiting on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he was asked, and here's his response.
So if they called you and were like, we need you to follow him into the darkness for a couple days, he says if you come down there with him, he's signing. Are you going to be off the grid for a little bit, go to the darkness, and try to get this guy? We need you. You're our best recruiter. I'm about to get into Darius Slay, and it sounds like you recruited him too. So we need you to start recruiting. Get that NIL bag out like you did at Ohio State.
I ain't doing that darkness retreat. I don't need any of that crap. Like, either you want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler or you don't. That's simple. That's the pitch. Like, if you want me to recruit, that's the recruiting pitch. You know, Pittsburgh Steelers. If you want to be part of it, so be it. If you don't, no skin on my back.
Plain and simple there.
Mm-hmm. You getting tired of the waiting game?
It really does. No, not at all. Because the other option that's there for them is, and now the people that are reporting on it day to day, they're the ones that are getting tired of it. But the other option that's there is draft. And they said that Aaron Rodgers, there's a possibility he could drag this thing out until draft. Okay, well, you know what you need to do then.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reports are that he really wants Vikings. That he sees that as the perfect opportunity for him. But it's I guess it's in their court to see if they really want to bring him in, what the pay would be like, and if they want to go that route, or do they want to go ahead and get J.J. McCarthy ready?
I heard this morning the Vikings were out, that they've let it be known they're not interested in Aaron Rodgers.
And the other part of that is there are rumors out there that it's Vikings or nothing, that if it's not them, he may decide to retire. This is the perfect time to step away because it'll be 3 teams in the last 3 years for him if he decides to play again.
I heard a report that was interesting, too, that they could make a play for Kirk Cousins. And the sooner they could get, A is Aaron Rodgers, but B would be a trade for Kirk Cousins. And, they kind of wanted to know. Let's kind of figure things out, not keep drawing.
I hope he stalls until after the draft, because then that way you draft a quarterback. Because they're going to in a position where they need to draft a quarterback at some point anyway.
Yeah, I think no matter if it's Cousins or if it's Aaron Rodgers or nobody, that you still draft a quarterback. You can get ready for the future because neither one of those guys are their future. They're a stopgap.
Right. And they actually have one of those on the roster already too. So you don't need 2 of them.
Who?
Mason Rudolph. He's on the roster. So
you comfortable starting the season as a starting quarterback?
Mason Rudolph and a rookie. And if he beats out the rookie, absolutely, yes.
But wouldn't you rather have Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers?
No. When you say Kirk Cousins, no. And then Aaron Rodgers, it's kind of back and forth on that. It's like the guy can play, but you've also seen the way he's played the past couple of years. So is that in the best interest for the team? May not be.
What if you can get the Kirk Cousins that's pre-Achilles injury and that now that he's had more time to heal, he's back to where he was?
Okay, so overall would just like a mobile quarterback, somebody who can move around. And if you're talking about the choices that are there, none of those guys are moving around.
Yeah, he's not. Even if he is feeling a lot better from his Achilles injury,
especially with the way they want to they want to play. And you can say there's probably about 31 teams, but they want to play like Eagles. They want to be able to run the ball efficiently. They want to be able to play good defense, which they have been for the last few years for most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Those last few games, nobody played well. You can put it on quarterback, but you can put it on defense. You can put it in a lot of areas. But that's how they want to play. And so if you have a mobile quarterback in that mix, it's going to make that run game so much better. That's why they were high on Justin Fields.
A little update from Palm Walker Stadium. Oral Roberts did not score in the first inning. Charles Davalon got a leadoff single. Vahiva Aloy was up next, and he just hit a high pop-up right to the catcher at home plate. The catcher threw off his mask and ran to his right towards the Razorback dugout about 10 feet. Took off for a dead sprint straight to his left, wind's blowing right to left, about 30 feet, and he wasn't going to make the play. That's how far the wind had blown the ball. The pitcher came off the mound sprinting towards his dugout and made a basket catch. The wind is going to be worth watching today. That was hilarious. I mean, the catcher throws off his mask, runs to his right, looks up, and takes off sprinting to his left, and probably ran 30 feet, 15 yards, and he wasn't going to make the play. It was going to fall. But the pitcher who was coming from off the mound, dead sprint, makes a basket catch running towards his dugout. That was pretty funny. All right, let's go back to the NFL. Joey Bosa signed with the Bills last week. Here he is.
Trusted my gut and felt like this place would be a good fit for me. And I think going back to a town that's all about winning in football, like it was in Columbus, maybe to an even a whole new level, is just exciting. And mixing it up, I've been in the same place for 9 years, which is I'm obviously blessed for that. But going to a new place and heard only great things. Everybody here has been so nice and welcoming. Haven't met too many players yet, but I'm excited to be part of the guys and get to know everybody better, get to know the coaches better and the scheme. But everybody's been really great, and I feel like in negotiations and talking, these guys, more than any other team, really felt like they really wanted me here, and it wasn't just throwing an offer just to throw something out there. It felt like they really made an effort to get me here, and I'm happy I'm here because the more I get talking with these guys, and it's just been a great day. It's been a busy day, but I'm just I was really nervous about making a decision. Had no idea what I wanted to do probably until 20 minutes before. It was a lot of contemplating between a lot of different things, a lot of different paths, and I didn't feel sure about it even when I said yes.
Another note from the NFL. This is just coming out. Cam Robinson is signing with the Houston Texans. Signed a one-year deal for $14.5 million. He'll be the new left tackle for the Texans and protecting C.J. Stroud's blind side.
They traded their left tackle, and now they get one to replace him.
That's a good move for the Texans.
Yes, absolutely.
Kyle Juszczyk, back with the 49ers. He went on one visit.
Yes.
And then was like, yeah.
You know who he visited?
Who'd he go?
Steelers. But yeah, Juszczyk, you get to the salary cap and you're trying to figure out who you can keep and where do you need to cut.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they released him, so they were saving some money, but then they figured out a way to get a contract done and get him back. So that's good.
It was a short stint that I was a free agent, but for me, I mean, it felt, again, like a lifetime. I had discussions with them throughout the offseason that, maybe it was a possibility that I was going to have to take a pay cut or we're going to have to rework some things in my contract, but it was never anything definite. It was just something that they put on my radar and something that, I needed to be prepared for. And just as things went on, I just the optimist in me started telling myself that, man, I don't think we're going to have to do this. It's getting close to the actual free agency period. Haven't heard too much. Things are kind of looking good. But then, they finally, a couple days before that, were like, yeah, this is a real thing. The financial restrictions we're under are a real thing. And, they kind of put it in my court of whether, I wanted to be released or if we wanted to continue to try and negotiate a pay cut. But I think, like anybody, it's good to see what your market is. And so they gave me the opportunity to do that. And so me and my agent, went to work and, we had some interested teams and, we explored those possibilities because I feel like that's just fair to me and my family. You got to explore those possibilities, even if it's something that deep down maybe you don't want to do. We looked into it, and I think just to put it in the simplest terms, at the end of the day, it was too much to leave home. I wanted to be a Niner, and we were able to get to a number that I was comfortable with, and then we were able to make the deal, and I couldn't be happier, and I'm trying not to look back at all. Like, I'm just happy to be there and know I'm locked in for 2 more years.
Sounds like they reached a nice little compromise where both sides could live with the new deal.
Mm-hmm. That's what you need when you're dealing with cap.
Major League Baseball season is underway. You had the Dodgers and Cubs playing 2 games in Japan. Dodgers win both. They're 2-0.
Ohtani reaches down to get that ball and ship it into right field. To the thrill of 45,000 plus, it's a leadoff double for Ohtani. That ball is laced to left field, and the Dodgers do get the run. That ball was in off the plate, and Hernandez turned and burned on it. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Dodgers pitching was overwhelming behind hometown hero Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Ohtani delivers a couple of hits, and the Dodgers win 4-1 in the MLB opener of 2025.
2-0. Only team with a win in baseball.
Everybody else gets started next week.
Everybody else has got 0 wins. It's a perfect start for them. All right, that's it. That's a look at what's trending. When we come back, we'll open things up and take some phone calls. Razorbacks loaded the bases in the first inning, but Cam Kojal grounded out to second base. No score after 1. Bet it's another low-scoring game. Hard to play in the wind like that. Especially when it's, when it's blowing that way, that direction, knocking everything down. If it was a north wind and everything was blowing out, that would be fun. We'll take some calls. I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Floyd's Seafood, Kill Avenue in Sherwood is your homesick Cajun headquarters. King cakes are in. Live crawfish, too. Place your orders by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd'sMeatandSeafood.com.
This is Sports Center.
The NCAA tournament kicked off last night with the first 4 in Dayton, and the first game didn't disappoint as Alabama State's Amar Knox had a dramatic game-winning layup.
Seconds left, and here we go. This is where dreams are made.
They're going for it all.
Simpson, home run play, the deflection. Oh! 0.7 seconds left.
That put the Hornets in front of the Red Flash 70-68, which would stand. Alabama State now moves on to face Auburn in the round of 64. In the second game, North Carolina, who was much maligned for being in the tournament at all, dominated San Diego State, beating them 95-68 in a game that was never particularly close. North Carolina will face Ole Miss in the round of 64. And tonight, 2 more games will finish out the first 4 in Dayton. Mount St. Mary's will take on American at 5:40, and Xavier will face Texas following that game at 8:10. Both games can be seen on True TV. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, if it doesn't involve fast horses, daily doubles, high fives, and corned beef sandwiches, you may be doing it wrong. Every weekend through May 3rd, Oaklawn has live thoroughbred racing. Whether your Oaklawn is cheering from the home stretch, dining in the Bugler restaurant, or raising a glass at the First Turn bar, your race day is whatever you want it to be. Make reservations today at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Gwatney Chevrolet, we believe everyone deserves an affordable ride. That's why we're rolling out the Affordable Car Act of 2025. Get a Chevy Trax for just $299 a month or a Trailblazer for only $359 a month. We have a few 2024 models left with huge discounts. Tahoes and Suburbans up to $10,000 off. Silverados up to $17,500 off. Plus pre-owned vehicles at or below sales tax credit breaks. Visit us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville or shop at GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort presents Oaklawn Race Day with Justin Acree and David Wanjanati every Saturday morning at 11. Oaklawn Race Day is your inside track to America's hottest thoroughbred action and Arkansas source for racing news and analysis. Oaklawn Race Day, presented by Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort.
Well, we're getting ready to be in the springtime, and this is the time that you want to get out and be active. Whether you like to run, hike, be on the lake, whatever you like to do to be active, you just don't want to do it with joint pain. Hey, everybody, it's RJ Hawk. Do you have that nuisance in your back? Maybe it's your knees. Are you not sleeping well because of the pain? What if I told you there's an answer? It's called QC Kinetics. They've got regenerative treatments that are sweeping the nation. This groundbreaking treatment for arthritis pain is a long-term relief, and it's possible right here in Central Arkansas. QC Kinetics treatments Use your own body's healing agents to revitalize your joints without going under the knife. That's right, no surgery, no downtime, and no drugs. Look, joint pain does not have to get better with time. So before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for a life-changing regenerative treatment. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440.
Bradford Marine and ATV announces huge factory discounts on non-current inventory, which means you can save thousands of dollars. Free custom boat cover on both Ranger and Nitro boats in stock with purchase of a Tracker or Ranger boat, and can get a free Bass Pro gift card up to $2,000. Hurry in while selection is great. Be smart. Buy now and save, save, save. Stop your wishing and get to fishing. Come visit your local Bradford Marine and ATV today at any of their 6 statewide locations. Your local Tracker dealer.
They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression, and that's your home and your business. So if your business needs a touch-up, call CertaPro Painters and let them handle the job for you. They provide excellent workmanship, quality, and a worry-free process for both residential and commercial spaces, all at the right price. You've got to focus on your business. Let them focus on your painting. Schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Get your estimate scheduled today at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
I ain't got too much time to spare.
Truck Month is here, and Gwatney Chevrolet is rolling out the biggest savings of the year. Take $17,500 off a brand new 2024 Silverado. It's the biggest savings you'll ever see. If you need a little bit more space, try Tahoe or Suburban. They're taking $10,000 off those vehicles. Special 2.9% financing for 72 months on the 2025 Silverado. That's the 1500. Don't miss Truck Month at Gwatney Chevrolet. Check out the website, GwatneyChevrolet.com. You can see all the inventory, all the deals that I'm talking about. Remember, they're still paying top dollar for quality cars, trucks, and SUVs. They'll give you up to $2,000 off Kelly Blue Book value. Right now, if you'll go out and take a test drive, you always want to test drive the new vehicle you're about to buy, right? It makes sense. Well, they'll give you, just for a test drive, don't have to buy the car, just take a test drive, you get a free car wash from Godzilla. Check out all the deals. It's going on. It's tax season. Put those dollars to use. Speaking of, looking for something reliable, a little budget-friendly, they've got cars in stock as low as $39.99. Some great used vehicles happening right now. Some great deals on the used vehicles right now. It's at Gwatney Chevrolet, James Street exit in Jacksonville. See our friends in Jacksonville. Tell them we said hello. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin with you. The wind just caused Arkansas an out, popped it up along right above their dugout, and they overran it, ran too close to the dugout, and blew it over their head and landed. Foul. Well, it looks like the guy of the inning just went to a timeout. So it didn't cost them a run, just cost them a couple pitches from Colin Fisher. All right, we're open. Y'all want to jump in? Come on, 661-1037. We got time to take some calls. Let's go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. Chase says, I got $2 on every single individual underdog money line in the tournament. It's the best bet to place in March. So take $2, put it on the money line on all the dogs. So 2 times, what do you got, 32 games, first-round games? Is that right? So, yeah, 32 first-round games, $64. Money line, underdogs. I bet you can win you'd win your 6. That's a pretty safe bet. As long as you win $64, you hit a couple of those long shots, get a couple at plus 200 and double your money. That's kind of fun. Root for the underdogs to win outright. I like that, Chase. And there are going to be some underdogs winning. Atomic Hog says, I'd rather have kept Justin Fields as a Steeler. Joe's on the phone right now answering. We'll ask Joe about that. I'm not a Justin Fields fan. I didn't like him at Chicago. I liked Russell Wilson better than Justin Fields. I think it's best that the Steelers let him go and didn't mortgage the future on him and rely on him the next couple of years. I think he's going to be a disaster for the Giants. I could be wrong, and he turns out to be a good quarterback. But I've never liked Justin Fields.
It's going to be hard for him to be a disaster for the Giants because he plays for Jets.
Either one. I mean, both are irrelevant.
But he's going to be reunited with Garrett Wilson, which was a college teammate, and he's somebody that and you can see some similarities in you not really believing in him because you don't believe in Jalen Hurts, but it's because of
I believe in Jalen. I'd take Jalen Hurts all day, every day over Justin Fields.
You're down on both those guys for passing ability, and they're more so known as runners. Justin Fields, reuniting with Garrett Wilson, he had success throwing the ball in college. So it's about having the right weapons around him. We'll see where this takes him.
College windows are a lot bigger than NFL windows.
They are.
But the point was he would rather had kept Justin Fields. Would you rather have kept Justin Fields?
Absolutely, yes. Because it goes back to the way they want to play ball. Yes.
Go to Ron. He's in Conway. What's up, Ron?
Yeah, I'd like to get somebody's opinion on Lady Razorback, Izzy Higginbottom, leading in 4 categories. One of them, she led the nation, and being left off of the SEC All-Conference list.
Yeah, when you play for a bad team, a lot of times you don't get rewarded and don't get honored. But, yeah, it's probably ridiculous that she wasn't at least on the second team. I didn't figure she'd be on the first team, Ron, but there's room for her on the second team. But good news is she was named All-American, honorable mention All-American today. So how about that? She couldn't make All-SEC.
Oh, she was?
But she was named honorable mention. That just came out today.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you bet, Ron. It's almost punishing her for the lack of success for the entire team. And look, I'm sure other coaches could say she was a volume shooter, and that's why she scored so many points, because she took so many shots. And on a good team, she wouldn't have taken that many shots, and she wouldn't have been the focal point of the offense. But, I mean, stats don't lie. She's a good player, and she deserved some type of SEC recognition. And it's a farce anyway. When you put 9 players, I went back and counted. There were 9 players on the first team. So give me a break. 9 players on the first team, and you can't make room for her on the second team? And it was weird. Coach Neighbors at that time said he was getting texts from all these SEC coaches saying, that's weird because I voted for her.
And somebody was not being truthful, because if they all voted for her, she would have been there.
That's what he said. I got to find out who was pissing on my leg and tell me it was raining. 501 says, I think you were talking about the Indiana State-Illinois game last night. The wind was doing some crazy things to balls in that air. Yeah, it's a system that's moving through. It's got strong winds. And I noticed, too, it got a lot of wildfires popping up. Of course, we had the one out in West Little Rock 2 days ago, but they're battling more fires today. Saw reports of house fires. They're urging people to follow the burn ban. Do not burn outside right now. Underdog Hogs all the way. Mark the tape. 530. Going with the Hogs. Yeah, I hope so. That'd be so much fun to be able to have another couple days talking to Razorback basketball. Have the matchup possibly, potentially against St. John's. That'd be cool. Surprised they haven't pulled the plug on the Justin Fields experiment yet in New York. Who's the backup for the Jets?
Don't know if they had anybody under contract.
501 wants to know, why do you claim to be the home for the Hogs? We're playing right now, and you got some clowns on the air. Spend less money on stupid gimmicks. Live up to your name or abandon it. Dude, we got – first of all, you need to talk to the head clown, Justin Acree. But we're on the air 106.7 right now. If you want to listen to the baseball game, just go over there. That's why we have 2 stations, for moments like this. Like last week when we had the high school basketball championships. We had the Razorback basketball going on. We got 2 stations. If you don't know that by now, 106.7. And if you're somewhere you can't pick it up, stream it. Go to 1037thebuzz.com, stream it, 106.7. There are apps everywhere. You can listen to the game right now. That is our policy for baseball in the afternoon right now. We're going to be on the air.
Just backup quarterback Tyrod Taylor, who's been a solid backup wherever he's been. He has been a guy also, we talk about bridge quarterbacks. Whenever he was signed as that bridge quarterback, whatever organization he was with, they found their next franchise quarterback. So that's a good sign in itself. Whenever he's been there as a bridge, they found their franchise.
Let's go over to the Whit Davis Lumber Plus live fan feedback. Alex says, Wes, you put way too much stock into motivation than anyone I ever listened to. These kids aren't motivated by things the media says that makes them into a story. They don't even know about that story usually. I disagree.
I'm not really big on motivation either. It's like I said, it can only take you so far. It can't win a game for you. It can get you emotionally ready to play a game and get you feeling a certain way going into it. But once you step onto the field or on the court, it's about what you can do in that moment. And motivation can't win the game for you.
You cannot convince me that North Carolina wasn't motivated about what was said about them for the last 3 days about not deserving to be in. That gave them an extra motivation, and they go out there and
Davis go 6 for 6 though. Motivation didn't.
No,
make
but
him
you know
go
what it
6
did?
for
It
6.
helped his teammates get him wide open to penetrate, be a little quicker, a little faster, a little bit more aggressive to the basket, kick it out. He's wide open. Yeah, he's a college player. He's wide open. He makes those threes. That motivated that team. They came out with their hair on fire and put the metal to the pedal. The next thing you know, they're up 20. That game was over. So it gave them a good start that they needed. But no, motivation's huge in sports, especially in football. I'll say it's even more in football because football is a hard sport. It is hard to want to tackle somebody. It's hard to want to break a tackle. It's a physical game. And if you got that little extra motivation, I think it means a lot.
Were Chiefs motivated to win 3 Super Bowls in a row?
No, they got lackadaisical.
Come on now. They were motivated. They wanted to make history.
They weren't as motivated as the first Super Bowl.
They wanted to make history. They wanted to win 3 in a row. They wanted to be that team to say, this is the only team to ever do this. And, of course, they would have said, it's the first team, but it's the only team to ever do this. So they were motivated. But then when they stepped onto the field, that motivation in winning 3 in a row didn't help them at all.
I think, a Super Bowl, everybody's motivated. You're taking the biggest game of the year as your example. I'm talking about you can be playing a non-conference opponent, and that team comes in. We saw it this year with the Razorbacks. They even said it. What was it, Alabama, Birmingham? They spent all week talking about this game. This was their Super Bowl. They played like it. They were motivated. Arkansas was overlooking them, came in lackadaisical. This team took it to them for the first quarter.
You hear that in championship games all the time. When they see the result, that team was really motivated because they won the game. Like the other, like you said, everybody is motivated at that point. So you're putting, not you specifically, but people are putting too much emphasis on the result. The team that won the game, they were motivated. The other team was motivated too. They just didn't get it done.
I think intangibles are huge in sports. It is that extra edge. Everybody needs that extra edge, and when you can find it, it can be the difference in the game, especially when it's so close in talent. It's that team that needs a little something extra. X-Dub. I've said all throughout the college basketball season, Florida has been the most underrated team all year, and they have what it takes to go all the way. E-Dub, they're not underrated anymore. They're the media darling right now. There are so many people picking Florida to win this thing. And I can't disagree with them. The way they looked in the SEC tournament, they're playing their best basketball right now. They have everything. They're big. They rotate their bigs. They have guard play. They defend. They can score. I mean, they've got the total package. And there's a reason why they ran through the SEC tournament like they did. They're playing really well. I mean, when Florida went to Auburn and beat them in Auburn, and then followed it up by beating Alabama in Alabama. Dude, that showed me a lot. I watched the game they lost against Georgia. You can talk about motivation. They weren't motivated at all. They were sleepwalking through that game. Looked like they care less. And about the 10-minute mark hit, maybe 8-minute mark, they were down double digits. And they just changed. They started playing ball, came all the way back, took the lead, thought they were going to escape with the win. And that, what's his name? Blue Cane hit the three with under a minute to go to give Georgia the lead. And that's what happens when you overlook somebody and you think you can come back and win it. All it takes is one play in a close game, and Blue Cane made that play and beat them. But I like Florida a lot. I hate that Florida and Auburn are on the same side of the bracket. Man, what a great semifinal game that would be. If it turns out Florida and Auburn in the semis, I wish they were on opposite sides and they were, had the potential to play in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be a great Final Four game.
Too many teams from the same conference. They have to meet at some point.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could have a SEC Final Four. Tennessee and Alabama would be the favorites, of course. I mean, other SEC teams could make a run, and the lower seeds, it could happen. With Alabama dealing with the injury, that one scares me off a little bit. And Tennessee, I mean, Tennessee at the SEC tournament was Tennessee. You look at what they did in the games that they played and leading up into the championship game, they look so good, and then they get in the matchup against Florida, and they can't score Florida. Tennessee has to be able to shoot from the outside. They got to knock down a couple of threes. And if they're cold from the outside, it's going to be a battle. They can win it just playing defense. They're good enough. But if they run into one of those teams that's hot from the outside and they can't stop them and they can't score, all of a sudden Tennessee could lose in the Sweet 16. Hell, Tennessee could lose early. And I love Rick Barnes. He's one of those guys that you kind of root for because he's been so good for so long, yet he hasn't had that big win. Be nice. I wish he wasn't in Tennessee, but after all that he's done, I kind of root for that guy. I like Rick Barnes. Never had a problem with him. What a jackass. Yeah, I know. And not everybody's a jackass. I know the odds are rough for the Hogs. What are the odds? Like 16 to 1, 8 to 1? That's a good question. Let me do that. Let me look. I have not looked at all this week about the futures odds to win it all. Sure, Auburn is the favorite. Auburn, Duke, Florida, the three favorites, got to be to win it all.
Duke probably
the lowest odds.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. I'll pull up the Bet Saracen app and take a look at the futures to win the NCAA championship and see what Arkansas's odds are. Not taking it. I don't care if it's 50,000 to 1. We can take some calls. Update from Baumwalker. Oh, shoot. Arkansas scored 2 runs. I wasn't paying attention. 2-0 Arkansas, top of the third. Looks like they brought in a new pitcher. Colin Fisher got in a couple of scoreless innings. Got him out because they want to use him this weekend. 2-0, top of the third. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Highland Pellets is a leading producer of sustainable wood pellets based in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. They are committed to providing renewable energy solutions by transforming locally sourced wood into clean, efficient biomass fuel for global markets. Highland Pellets is a significant contributor to the regional economy, creating jobs, supporting local forestry, and driving environmentally friendly innovation. View open jobs such as heavy equipment operators, journeymen, apprentice electricians, supervisors, and millwrights. Apply online at highland-pellets.com.
Attention Little Rock, our Twin Peaks girls are gearing up for Miss Twin Peaks 2025, hitting this summer live from Miami, Florida. Get to Twin Peaks West Little Rock on Tuesday, March 25th for an in-store photo shoot of the contestants. You don't want to miss this.
What's going on, everyone? DJ Williams here with Ginger Russell from Russell Chevrolet. Ginger, how you doing?
I'm doing great, DJ.
All right, now there's 3 things we have in common. We both love the Razorbacks, we both love Chevys, and we both love great deals.
Absolutely, DJ. This month at Russell Chevrolet, we have 5.9% financing on Silverado half-ton trucks for 84 months with approved credit.
Man, 5.9 with 84 months. You talk about a deal. Ginger, where can they find you?
Well, we're a mile and a half north of McCain Mall, or you can find us at russellchevrolet.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PICKUP to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PICKUP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PICKUP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Listen to Out of Bounds every day to hear about what's trending on social media and whether listeners agree or disagree. Engaging conversations about engaging topics. Sponsored by Arkansas-based West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock and their 1.5 million coffee farmers around the globe as they fuel Arkansans with great tasting coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA. That's 833-886-5282. Call today.
Arkansas. Becoming a member of Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union just got easier and a whole lot more exciting. If you live, work, worship, or go to school in 15 Central Arkansas counties, you're eligible to join the credit union that puts you first. This summer, an auto loan deal is coming around so good, I can't even say the rate just yet, but trust me, it's big. So if you've been dreaming about a new ride, now's the time to get ready. Check out eligibility and see if you are in one of these counties at alcoacommunityfcu.org. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union.
Double your chances to win in March with two big promotions. On Fridays, embrace the madness and win a share of $150,000 in cash and free play. On Saturdays, starting March 8th, go for the gold and win your share of up to $10,000 in cash and free play in the 80K Fool's Gold giveaway. Enjoy live entertainment all month long and play for your chance to win big. Only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Justin and DJ are taking the zone up the road to Jacksonville, just off the James Street exit to Gwatney Chevrolet, broadcasting live this Friday. Stop by and see how James and the crew can help with your next vehicle purchase. The Zone at Gwatney Chevrolet on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
You know, well, I'm a chicken fried, a cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans.
Back at it. Final segment of the day. This day flew by. You know tomorrow's going to fly by at Twin Peaks, watching the NCAA tournament games. Whew, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, there'll be a lot going on, and perfect place to come have lunch and enjoy happy hour.
Watch the games. Hang out with us for a while. Make your plans. Jeff is in Heber. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, did y'all watch that first game of the tournament last night at Alabama State? What a way to start the NCAA. And then I was just going to ask if you and Joe had a Cinderella team picked yet. And then last thing I'll say is, man, I'm pulling for Boogie. I hope he gets in and proves everybody wrong. And I know a lot of people think he's going to break the chemistry up, but with that dynamic player that he is, I think that he can come in and definitely benefit the team. I'll sit back and listen.
Thanks, Jeff.
Haven't got that far in the bracket yet.
I haven't filled out a bracket yet.
No.
I'll try to do that tonight before tomorrow.
That's when it'll have to be done. We're early in the morning.
What's the deal? Do we not have a buzz contest this year?
We do.
No one sent me an email. Guess they're tired of me winning it. or my daughter winning it.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, no, we got the Bud Light contest
right.
on our website. You can sign up for, and you get a perfect bracket. I think you win $100,000. You get, what is it, 60, right? It's $1,000 or 30 or something like that.
You won, but let's be truthful. You put in multiple brackets.
I only do one.
How many brackets do you usually fill out?
One. I've never filled out two.
Wes, I've seen.
No, the other one was my daughter's. The one that won last year was my daughter's.
Oh, she won. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. When there's two Wes Moores, it's because the other one's my daughter.
Well, hey, congratulations there. Like, how did she go about filling out her bracket? You know?
No. Just typical.
Luck?
Yeah. Luck. And she had UConn and somebody else in the Final Four that nobody had, and she had so many points that she clinched it early. There was another year at the TV station. The other daughter won.
Wait.
And I'm
okay,
like,
so hold on.
That's crazy. My two daughters have beat me twice.
Are you claiming their wins for you? Because you said you win it all the time.
No.
You said they're tired of you winning it, so you're claiming their wins? Your daughter's wins too?
Oh, I was just talking trash to Ralph. To Ralph. Ralph normally puts it up. Yeah. So I haven't missed anything. We don't have one yet.
I haven't seen anything for it, no.
Cinderella team. God, I hope it's Arkansas. That would be cool. I don't know. I'll just have to go through my bracket and see how it plays out. See if I even have a Cinderella team. Seriously, I know I'll have Auburn and Florida in the Final Four. I like this Houston team a lot. But Duke, God, I've watched Duke play I can't pick four number ones. I'll have to go with who's in that Houston region. It's Alabama's up there, and I don't like Alabama with what's his name, big tall guy,
Grant Nelson.
Grant out. That scares me because if they don't have him, I don't know if they can make a deep run. Where is my bracket? I'm gonna know who the others. That's where my Cinderella will come from. That other side, because I think I'll have Duke and Florida and Auburn in the Final Four. And I don't want to have four number ones. Don't want to go chalk. And what was the other question? Oh, Boogie. I was against, or not against. I just wasn't all hopeful or excited or even wanting Boogie to come back because of exactly what he ended up saying. But he won me over. And then what Cal had to say about it won me over. They're going to use him as a complimentary piece. Don't expect anything out of Boogie, and anything you get is like icing on the cake. And if Boogie comes in and nothing else, just gives you 4 or 5 minutes a half to give DJ Wagner or Nellie Davis or somebody a rest, then that's great. Or if, like Cal said, what if one of them gets in foul trouble? Well, at least now you got another piece you can go to. Or if somebody's just stinking it up, then you've got another option. But I'm not looking at, and I hope people aren't looking at Boogie as the savior of the team that's going to all of a sudden take this team that's been playing so much better and take them over the top and make them a championship contending team. I don't think that's fair for a guy who hasn't been playing the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, not fair to him at all.
No, he is a complimentary piece, and yes, if he comes in and catches lightning in a bottle or he gets on one of those heaters, then yeah, you ride it out and let him play a little bit more until it's time for him to, he gets a little tired and get him out of the game.
He may not get tired though, and if he plays well, that's kind of the unknown there. We don't know what's going to happen with Boogie.
No, it is. It's got to be tough on the other team too, because you don't know what to expect from him either.
Yeah, they have to prepare for him.
Let's go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. Greg in Bryant says Wisconsin on upset alert. Greg, I got Kentucky on my upset alert. They're playing Troy in the first round, and after watching Troy and Arkansas State, and I'd seen Troy in a couple other Sun Belt games, I like that team. And we know Kentucky doesn't play defense, and Troy's going to be able to score a little bit, and Troy can play D. They get after you. Troy was one of the best, and look, I know it's the Sun Belt, but I think Troy, and then Kentucky dealing with some injuries. I keep an eye on Troy. Kentucky has a history of losing the first round, right? Oh, that was with Calipari. Do we know if
That's funny.
Do we know if Thero may be eligible to play? Well, he's eligible to play if we get past the first round of the playoffs in the NCAA tournament. Coach Cal, all he said on Sunday night was Thero was doubtful, that he wasn't going to practice Monday, and so he was doubtful to play this week. He said, but, we win this weekend. Who knows about next week? So that's all we know. I thought with a hyperextended knee, he would be well on his way back to recovery right now. So apparently it was a little worse than what they told us, and he's still not back.
Yeah, timeline can be different on that, just depending on how severe it is and the player. There's differences as far as how long somebody could come back and how soon someone could come back.
How long's it been, though? It's been like 4 weeks.
I was thinking more like 2.5 weeks or something, but yeah, it's getting there. But that was what we heard when indefinite. It could be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Thank you for texting back in. He was wanting to know the odds about Arkansas. I made the joke going in break. I don't care if they're 50,000 to 1. I'm not betting on them. They're 50,000 to 1. I'm not betting on them. Yeah, Arkansas, Georgia, New Mexico State, Drake, Vanderbilt, Colorado State, Memphis, Oklahoma, Texas, UC San Diego. They're all 50,000 to 1. Duke is your favorite on Bet Saracen, plus 275. Florida's next at plus 350. Auburn, 425. And Houston is plus 575. So that's your 4 number 1 seeds. The Alabama Crimson Tide next at 1750. Tennessee at plus 2,000. Michigan State plus 2,500. Tennessee would play Duke, is that correct? If they made it to the Elite Eight for the regional finals, they're both in the bottom right bracket.
No, Tennessee's at the top. I mean, Duke is at the top.
So Tennessee
right.
would have to beat Houston. Huh. I may put Tennessee in the Final Four. Huh. Michigan State plus 2,500. St. John's plus 2,500. Gonzaga getting some love at plus 4,000 as an 8 seed. A&M's plus 7,500 along with Kansas. Jayhawks are plus 7,500. A little crazy that an 8 seed has got better odds than a 7 seed. And Memphis, some people got them on upset alert in that 8-9 matchup. Not that that's a huge upset.
7 to 10 range. They view that anything goes there. Sometimes you'll get an 11 that's favored over a 6.
That's what I told you. The trend is the 11s beating the 6s the last 8 years. I think they're 12-12. Arkansas scored again. It's 3-0. Vahiva Lloyd, by the way, had a single up the middle, scored their first 2 runs. Kendall Diggs just launched one to right field, and the wind gobbled it up, knocked it down. That'll do it. We'll hear from Kendall tomorrow, and we'll be live at Twin Peaks. Hope you can join us. Drive Time Sports is next.
Oh, my God.